All right. Welcome back to more Heroes in Training. We are starting phase 4 today. So we finished the first 3 phases of the tournament. We are starting phase 4, which is going to be one-on-ones.
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's really anything to recap other than Bastion and the Quantum Quill are the winners of the tournament. And so they have a bye for this first round.
Unbelievable.
There's going to be 14. There's 14 contestants. And this first round is going to be 6 fights with Bastion and Quantum Quill both getting buys.
Let's just hope our phase 4 is better than Marvel's phase 4.
I don't think it could possibly not be. Yeah.
Okay, so here's kind of what I'm going to kind of set the stage with a few things. After you guys win, we kind of cut over to where you guys are all in that like lobby area together, right? And we'll kind of get some like moments of, a lot of the people are no longer in the tournament. I'm going to kind of get some like, I guess, pseudo goodbyes, so to speak.
Left Wing is apologizing to DJ. It's like, I was sure. I mean, I was going to teleport. There's no way. I don't know. I'm sorry. You got killed for nothing.
Yeah, I think DJ is like, it's all good, man. I mean, it was a life-changing experience. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, it was ballsy though. I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Either way, we're moving on. That's all that matters.
True. That's true.
Then for Palladium, Biolastic comes up to you, and let me pull him up on the screen here.
And he got ganked by the
he got
robot,
ganked,
right? Yeah.
No, he ran straight at the guy. He got killed by Lane, right?
Oh, right. Yeah. Sorry, ganked means something.
The tower killed him.
Yeah, he.
I use the word as if it just meant like
killed.
Got killed. Yeah.
Yeah.
He comes up to you and he says, "Hey, I just wanted to say, I have a great deal of respect for you. The way that you put yourself out there as a hero, risked your life. Not very many people are willing to do that off the cuff like you are. Even though most of the people, even though there's still people from my school in the finals here, I think I'm rooting for you to win." And he puts out his hand to you.
Thanks, Biolastic. I appreciate that. I can't claim to have any sort of, hero. I'm trying to know how to phrase this.
Like a secret.
No. What I mean, I'm trying to say something along the lines of like, there's nothing about me that makes me hero exactly. As far as I know, it's just, I guess, how I was raised and who taught me, and I don't know. Just feels like the right thing to do.
He nods. He says, yeah, out of everyone here, I think, besides me, you're the person willing to put their life on the line most.
I smirk slightly to myself just because he's like humble bragging.
Right.
Yeah.
But I let it pass.
Yeah. He nods to you and keeps going. He probably is leaving the lobby area, right? I think maybe Duplicity and Marty are kind of gonna escort everybody else to like the stands and leave this for like the rest of the people who are actually still contestants.
Is this kid gonna die? We spent a lot of time talking to Biolastic. I don't know. Just the way he left there made me worried for him.
Is he a week away from retiring?
Sure, yeah. Is he a week away from retiring?
Yeah.
I mean that's it. I mean, Palladium, you could think that. You could maybe ask somebody about him if that's something you actually think is character.
Well, no, it's not something like character. This is me as player, Caleb, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's just narrative vibes, right?
That's what they say every time. Every time someone's like, "Oh, I'm almost to retirement," they're gonna die before they retire. That was the joke.
Or they're secretly a traitor.
You could also roll Pierce the Mask if you wanted to.
Yeah, sure. You know what?
Yeah, you can just shove your hand straight through his mask. Right in the spot.
No, I like the idea that, like, I mean, we've had enough conversations with him at this point that, yeah, I might as well, like, see if I can get a read on him. It's gonna fail, but because I have a -2 to mundane.
XP.
All right, cool. Let's
I
do
also
it.
try to pierce his mask for XP.
What are you really planning? Die heroically for a narrative beat.
If you ever say, "Can I roll for XP?" the answer is always no.
Well, no, I want to roll to pierce the mask. I just won't succeed. Yeah.
Hey, an actual hit.
That
just means ask one.
Wow, you got a -3 to that roll.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible, because you didn't shift your mask's label. Incredible. Okay.
No. So you think I'm gonna shift my mask label at any point where I know that we're gonna do hero things?
Have a -2 to
right,
or -1 right now to mundane.
Yeah. Until I'm gonna be shifting my label a lot more once I lock Savior and change my mask's label to Superior, I think. Because Superior and Mundane are just two different ways of getting information.
Right. Yeah.
So that'll be just like, am I, analytic mode or am I people mode at that point?
So for Pierce the Mask on a 7 to 9, ask 1. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to blank? How could I gain influence over you?
I don't know. What do you think, David? Any of the first 3 seem good to me. But I don't know. I just want to know something about him, but I'm not sure what will give me the best answer. Like, what are you really planning? What do you want me to do? Why are you talking to me?
Character if you want to.
I don't know if there is a way to
a particular question that's like why you say it like that,
I mean, maybe like, what do you want me to do in the sense of like, maybe you can understand something about him that helps you understand why he is idolizing you, right? I mean, I guess he kind of told you already. It's because you're willing to put your life on the line, right? But
yeah, I don't know if he wants me to do anything now.
Well, he wants you to exemplify that, right? I assume.
Right, but I already know that.
Yeah, I don't know that that's new information. So what was the roll made for?
For what do you mean?
Like why did he roll? What was the?
I don't know. I mean, Palladium's just had a couple
right?
conversations with the guy, and I just want to understand him a little bit better.
I mean, maybe what are you really planning, right? Like, just what is he? What's in his head, right?
Yeah, I'll do that one. Yeah, what are you really planning?
Yeah, I think we should play that out in character. Maybe not though.
Sure. Up to you.
Let me think of the cleanest way to do this.
If the exchange that we've had so far can't tell me this information, I'm fine asking a question or two. Or
yeah, I definitely can't.
You could have a delayed a delayed gratification, like when he does do something. Because Caleb got this role, he'll notice.
Yeah,
well, I mean, what are you really planning, though, is a pretty future-oriented question already. Like, I feel like I need to get the answer now, one way or the other.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because I would like to know what he is planning to do in the future right now, right? Like, that's
You see a plastic explosives in his bag.
Right, exactly. He's actually a terrorist. He has some sort of weird ideal thing, and he's like, we have to die for the heroes, like show the world.
I think, okay, actually, let's do it this way. I think this is...
I'm actually the Armored Titan.
Oh no! See, that's the vibe I was getting though. Like 100%, it was like something weird is going on with this guy, but he's like being really, I don't know.
Yeah, I think what happens is, I think maybe you're like, nodding your head, or I forget what the last thing you say was, but he like nods his head, and he looks unwell, and he like steps away, and then just like starts puking in a trash can.
Oh, nice.
And you can go from there. You could also just let it be, and I'll have a different conversation start around that if you still want to know the answer, but not like interrupt him.
I mean, a guy throws up in front of me. I'm gonna go ask how he okay, right?
I think maybe a lot of eyes from the group are kind of glancing over, but like the people from the New York school don't seem too surprised by this.
Oh, he has cancer. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I get it. Okay. He's in chemo right now. So I step over to him, and I want to just position myself in front of the trash can in such a way that like no one else can watch him retch into the trash can.
Sure,
I'm just kind of standing nearby him, kind of like looking at him over my shoulder, and I just say, I say, how long has it been?
Ever since I got my powers.
He does eat plastic. I can't really say I'm surprised.
I think he finishes puking, and I think maybe what's her name? Mnemonic. I think Mnemonic comes over. Let me pull her up on the screen here. Oh, you never made a token for her. LOL.
Oh, one of the New York teachers, right?
One of the New York teachers.
Yeah.
Okay. She comes over and just like trying to comfort him, and it's like, hey, come on, let's get you to the stand. Or actually, she's probably like, come on, let's get you to the nurse.
I think I do want to say one thing to him before he leaves.
Yeah.
I think I say, Biolastic, you're not any less of a hero if you step away from something that's killing you. There are other ways to save the world.
Yeah, I think he turns to you and he says, listen, man, my power is going to kill me no matter what. Best I use it to the best of my ability before I go.
I smile. I say, in that case, Godspeed.
Yeah, he nods, and Mnemonic takes him away.
Yeah, because like if it's like I keep eating plastic, it's killing me. And I'm like, okay, you should just stop eating plastic. But if it's like I got the power, this is happening no matter what I do. Yeah, then it's like, okay, sounds good.
Wait, hold up. Actually, you asked the question.
What are you really planning?
I think that's a lie. I think what he told you is a lie.
Oh. Okay. So let's back up.
He's using his powers.
It's the fact that he's using powers. Okay. Yeah.
He's planning to work himself to death, not die anyways, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the distinction I wanted. Like when I realized this is, and so I when I can see that he's lying to me.
Yeah.
I give him the look. Right. I'm like, really? Like, come on.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't like admit to it, right?
Yeah.
Putting on a strong face for you.
I'm trying to think of a way that I can like subtly hint at what the right thing. I want to get him to do something here. Can I? What does comfort and support do?
On a hit, they hear you. You mark potential, clear a condition, or shift labels if they open up to you. You could definitely like mark a potential here.
It's not provoke. Are you sure it's not provoke?
Well, it depends on what I'm doing.
Provoke is I want to get you to do something.
Right. I thought that was the exact thing he just said.
Push someone forward, right? So like it's a difference between like, hey DJ, go kill yourself, and hey DJ, here's how to better use your powers, or here DJ, this is how you should actually.
He's saying, hey Biolastic, stop eating plastic, right?
I did want to
ask. I did want to ask you, Connor.
Would be like a temporary thing, right? And not like a permanent character change.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, what I'm asking here is like marking potential for them, right? Like what does that mean for Biolastic in this instance? What could I actually accomplish with that role mechanically?
So it's that same kind of like move that we've always been.
Yeah, your special move is about overcoming like a thing, right? I feel like that makes more sense.
Yeah, it's overcoming a personal obstacle or helping them get stronger.
Right.
So you'd be pushing him towards overcoming his personal obstacle of his power is literally killing him.
Yeah.
You think if I stole his power while he had a bunch of plastic in his stomach, it would just kill him?
Yikes.
Possibly.
It's like a regular person can't do that.
I feel like the right answer at this point.
Well, I probably depend on how long you keep it.
Right, and how much he has probably. Does it have to poison him, basically?
Right.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. It'd be like taking a Mistborn's metal, like the ability of a Mistborn to burn their metals. It's like, it's gonna make them sick because it's just.
But they drink like flakes of metal. He eats plastic bottles. Like I mean, he's a much larger scale here for what he eats. But that's true. Yeah. Anyway, it's good.
I do think that the right answer, since he is insisted on like I am going to work myself to death, like I'm not giving up my powers. I want to be a hero. I feel like that it makes the most sense narratively and for my character to not say you have to stop being a hero, and rather be like, listen, like there has to be another way, right? There has to be a way to use your powers that won't kill you. You don't have to work yourself to death. There must be a solution. We should work towards it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you just say that. Maybe you say,
maybe we can find a way where that won't be the
like
case, right?
don't resign yourself to death. Like keep pushing forward. Like heroes shouldn't die on purpose. Like
maybe heroes shouldn't give up, right?
Yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, he's giving up on the fact that he could find something.
That's how I want to frame it. I'd be like, Biolastic, you know how you know that. No, sorry. You admire heroes, Biolastic. You like the way that people stand up to things that aren't right. We never give up. We push ourselves until we have nothing left. But there's a way to do that that empties the tank way, way faster. Me personally, I want to live for a long time so that I can be here to save people who need me. And I'm trying to say this in a way that's like that's not provoking. It's not like you're an idiot. Like, there's got to be a way to be a hero and to live at the same time. I'm not saying I found it. It's got to be out there somewhere. And if heroes never give up, don't give up on that.
Yeah, I think I mean, obviously you succeed. Are you marking potential on him then?
I didn't roll yet.
No, you did. Yeah, well, you
I rolled to pierce the
you didn't come for support yet, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So this is where it totally fails and he freaks out on me.
Right, as I say, this is
I have a -2 to this, guys.
Right, yeah.
Yep. -1.
Negative.
Snake eyes.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, I didn't think we've ever seen it before.
You would have to get
that's a crit fail.
Yeah, it's the worst you could possibly. You have to roll 2 ones and have the largest possible penalty.
Yep.
Okay, so.
Oh no!
Right, because I'm angry right now.
Right.
Are we gonna house rules -1 being a crit fail?
No, I don't think so. But
I didn't even know it was possible.
I forgot I was angry still. Like I think this is coming off with like through clenched teeth instead of what I wanted it to be, which is like calm and comforting.
But, I mean, maybe you say it differently. Maybe you're like, don't give up. Like, don't just give up on your life. Like, I think you're more angry with him is kind of more the subtle tone in your voice.
It comes off that way, right?
Yeah.
Maybe unlike Caleb, who had a moment to think about it, where I would just pause time. Palladium doesn't, and so he just barrels through the first thing he thought of to say it. Yeah.
First way. Find
like, don't just die. You're like, oh, okay. It's not what I meant to say.
I think part of this is that Palladium is in tournament mode still. Like, yeah, right. I think he's already thinking of like, okay, how do I beat DJ and stuff? And so this is kind of has sent him for a loop. And when the guy, especially when the guy says, when he reveals like, I am eating plastic and I know it's killing me and I could stop and it wouldn't kill me, I get angry at that point, right?
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, that seems a little unreasonable.
Come on, dude. Yeah. Like. That's stupid.
So you can do this when you try to help a peer get stronger, overcome a personal obstacle, or plus mundane.
He marks a villain track.
On a miss, you steer them the wrong direction. They mark a personal advancement in the villain track and are bound to mess something up the next chance they get, whether on purpose or by accident.
All right.
Wild.
Very good. That's terrible. I hate
you literally killed him. He's gonna die now because
he's just gonna go hard and
I should have left it alone.
An entire store and then.
Explode. I got too confident getting that 8. I rolled a 5 and a 6 on that one. Oh no! I wish I would have looked at the numbers.
Was that advancement worth the life of a fellow
Oh, I got an
Hero.
advancement. Yeah, I was.
Wait, do you get an advancement on a failure?
I get potential. That's what I mean.
Why?
Because he
Potential.
missed.
Because I missed.
Oh, right. Okay, I see. I
That's
thought
all
it
I
was
was
part of the
yeah.
move. Gotcha. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so yeah, I think
I used my moment of truth to beat him up and
yeah, there you go. I think he just
I
scoffs
punched
at
the
you.
stupid out of him.
I think
Yeah,
he just
exactly.
scoffs at you and he says, listen, man, you're not in my shoes. Don't pretend that you know what's best for me.
Okay.
And he just keeps going. And I think maybe mnemonic kind of gives you like a weird look, like, why are you trying to like we're the teachers, like back off, bro.
Yeah.
Like just kind of gives you a weird look of like
I'm just
why do you
clenching
think
my
you're all
teeth.
that? Yeah.
I'm just clenching my teeth and I just walk away.
Yeah.
And like my mind is like whirling with just like, he's such an idiot. Come on, dude.
Right.
Like you're killing yourself.
You know, it just occurred to me that they have the guy who can dissect powers, which means they absolutely know that's the case, and they're still encouraging this kid to like be a hero.
It's the U.S. government, of course.
That's
they
effed
are.
up, man. Well, no, this is like their school program, right? I mean, it's by the government, sure, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of interesting tidbits there.
The fact that they let teenagers do any of this at all is
well, sure.
You know?
That's one thing, but like, at least they do that with the hope that they'll get stronger and live, not with the understanding that they will definitely die.
Definitely die. Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
Okay, so let's move on from that conversation and let's go to let me look here. One thing I want to note is architect goes out to the big maze phase, right? And that like just dissipates into sparkles or whatever, just particles. And he goes and basically like makes more seating and like shrinks the stadium. As soon as Jared suggested the Coliseum style thing, I was like, oh, that's perfect. All architect needs to do is go out and shrink it then. It just adds more seating for more people to like come in.
Yeah, a bunch of people who are like had to stay on the parking lot and watch the big screens. Like
right.
they're getting to
Now there's more
muscle in.
seating. Including like the other sidekicks that aren't in the tournament anymore. They can go sit in the front row seating. Okay, so let's go to I think Duplicity and Angel, right? Or actually, that's something I forgot to mention. Is I want to get a quick like commercial cut of like those ESPN guys like giving kind of a recap on what happened during phase 3, and I think they're like, wow, what an incredible, exciting phase 3 with Bastion and Quantum Coil as the winners. You couldn't ask for a more exciting finish. Yeah, I couldn't ask for a more exciting finish. And somebody else says, yeah, and for a second there, I was thinking Leftwing was kind of a stand-up guy as he was helping out those other teammates and helping Reflection get out of whatever funk she was in. But then, of course, in order for him to cross the finish line, he asked his partner to basically off himself. And somebody else goes, and the Palladium emoticon team up. I mean, what an incredible pair. Just such a wholesome joy to watch those two move forward in the tournament. To see their teamwork and camaraderie. Now you can't ask for a better matchup than that.
Can't wait to be driven to villainy by the media so I can come kill these people.
So we get that cut, and then I think there was a different way I was going to start that bioelastic conversation too. I forgot about it. But I think maybe as Palladium, as you're seeing bioelastic walk away, I think maybe they probably couldn't hear what the conversation was, but I think Doomseer and Reflection come up to view, and Reflection is like, oh, I was going to apologize to him for ruining our chances. How is he?
I give her a look. It's probably hard for her to read the look. There's a lot of emotions going on in there: disgust and anger and
Is there a
pity.
helmet in the way?
Oh
That might
yeah,
make it
probably.
harder.
Yeah, that's true. I give her a completely blank look.
You Mandalorian her.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't say anything back to her?
I probably don't for a second, and then I just say, sorry, what was the actual thing she said?
She was just gonna go apologize to him.
Right. I think I say, I don't think he's in the mood for talking right now.
Yeah, she kind of nods, and I think Reflection and Doomseer get parted off with the rest of them. Anybody else have a particular conversation or particular person they want to talk to before we kind of everybody else clears out and it's just the last 14
and fail another mundane roll? Probably not.
I could level up from this, so I may as well try and do a roll of some sort.
Well, so that's
It's
a
a
very
roll for
different
XP.
answer than the
Do you want to
narrative
have
or,
a
like, the game
conversation, Jared?
suggests.
Or
yeah.
The answer can be both, right?
Well, not technically, not according to the rules. You have to actually have a purpose and try to do something. And then if that sounds like you're trying to do something, then you roll.
Yeah, technically the moves don't trigger until you fulfill the narrative.
Yeah.
And so if you didn't have any reason to do a thing in the narrative, the move wouldn't trigger, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'll have a scene during the fights where we're watching.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I think Duplicity and Angel are like, announcing for the last phase, and reflection. Duplicity. Did I say reflection? I think I meant to say Duplicity. Duplicity says, all right, now it's the start of phase 4. The last 14 contestants will face off in one-on-one matchups. Bastion and Quantum Quill obviously have buys, but the rest of the matchups will be as follows.
I look at Bastion like, I didn't know you swung that way. City's buy.
Unbelievable.
I'm not swinging at anything this round. I'm out. What are you talking about?
I just pat him on the shoulder.
Yeah. Emoticon versus Thunder. DJ versus Palladium. Iceblade versus Soul Impact. Alchemist versus Shorty. Leftwing versus Statue. And Scarlet Saber versus Mist. And I think DJ is like, oh crap. He's like, and then he like stops and thinks. He's like, to be fair, I can't think of a single matchup where I would be confident in winning.
Sad day.
And
Jared's got his bets in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. You asked about that.
I think
we get
Statue.
an advancement if we win.
What's that?
You said we get an advancement for whoever gets the most bets, right?
Yeah. So we'll get to that. Statue comes over to you, Leftwing, and he says, I'll have to get through you to get to Bastion. So be it.
This seems a little rigged.
Leftwing is angry at David the player right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, hold on, Statue. Just hold still for a second, and I'm gonna try and steal his power.
Like straight up, like you're gonna try to do it right now.
I'm just gonna practice run in here.
I don't think I'm gonna have you roll for it.
Yeah,
I think the in narrative answer to that is
it's too heavy, right?
Yeah. I think you weaken it like you weaken Mist, but and I think also what you notice is he can also just control like how much oomph he's putting into his power, so he can just kind of not auto correct it, but like
compensate.
Compensate. Yeah, which is kind of what Shatter did to you before. Like,
right. So like in order to actually,
you didn't even notice a difference.
In order to actually have an effect, I'd have to take the whole power, so he couldn't do that.
Kind of,
right.
Yeah. Or you'd have to get good. One of the two.
Right. Yeah.
Get better. Get
well, I mean, I'd have to do that to take the whole power.
Survive.
Right?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll go to. I think we'll just cut to Emoticon and Thunder, kind of like, I guess maybe what's his name, Weightless, is like, first contestants go on down, and as they're walking down, what's his name, Beacon taps taps both of them, and they head on down for their first fight. And you guys, I think, all can just stay up in this like box area to watch the fight. So unless somebody has something.
So sorry, which pairing is this?
Emoticon versus Thunder.
All right, I bet on Emoticon.
Yeah, go ahead and put. We'll do it before each fight. Go ahead and
well, all of my bets are there.
I mean,
you can change them if you want to change it before the first fight. So basically, so for our players, I messaged them over the course of whatever. But there's sort of some conflicting bets in there for sure.
As a player, I think Emoticon's going to win, but I think Thunder ought to win. So.
She's literally just a nuke incarnate.
Yeah. Emoticon, I just think Emoticon's too smart for her.
Emoticon's narratively tied in more than Thunder. Well, not really, maybe, but like I feel like it makes more sense narratively for him to win as far as like it being,
because then we can have a final matchups with Thunder with Emoticon.
Yeah, right. And so that's why I think he would probably win. But in character, I absolutely think Thunder's going to win.
So basically, the players are each going to bet on who's going to win. It's all the non-players. So like obviously you're not betting on players. Those fights are not going to.
Yeah, I assume we're betting on ourselves.
Those fights aren't going to count. Or bets aren't going to count. It's like the total score or whatever, because it'd just be silly. But yeah, so for each fight, I'm going to have them bet, and whoever wins the most bets by the end of the tournament gets one advancement. So just a way to keep people engaged and excited about these fights where I'm literally just going to be describing what happens. So Emoticon versus Thunder. Their map. So Architect goes up and he just kind of makes a new like little arena for them. And we have to get that too. I forgot. We got to get just like a little bit of a flashback of at the beginning of the tournament. You guys all were putting in your like arena modifier keywords.
Mm-hmm. We could probably just wait till we see them, right?
What's that?
Probably just wait till we see them, right? Like when we step on the field, then we can talk about what they're.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I thought that Bastion had wanted. No, we had talked about that. We don't need us for that. Never mind. Okay, so we're good. Sure, okay. So the arena map is I think has some like sections that are metal plating, and has some sections that are kind of like what's the word, like on the road, how you have those like barriers. I forget what that's called.
Medians.
Yeah. You have some of those like kind of like jutting out, and that is kind of the combination of their two arena modifiers on in conjunction with one another. So Architect basically just is interpreting these arena modifiers and combining the two into one map. So let's get Thunder and Emoticon up here on the map, and we will see them fight. Whoop, way too big. Okay, so the first thing I think that happens when this fight is called is Thunder obviously just goes straight down and starts annihilating the map. And the first thing that Emoticon does is put Happy in his chest, and he just flies. And flies over to where Thunder is. And I think Thunder probably like lifts up her hands to like basically like if he gets too close, I'm just gonna evaporate him basically. Right. And so Emoticon just backs off. And I think maybe he kind of just goes back to his side of the field and just kind of like waits. And Thunder like stops as well. And she's just like, what, is this just gonna be a standoff? And Emoticon I think like lands back down and puts like Driven into his chest. And he's like I don't think he says anything, but I think he just like chest? A Driven.
driven. I heard German, and I was like, kind of.
Oh,
I can't think of an emotion that sounds like German. I don't know.
I hope
Yes,
Thunder isn't Jewish. Jeez.
Yeah. And,
His new emotion,
Christmas.
German. I feel like there's a particular German emotion out there that, like,
true.
I mean, let's be
that's a
real.
neutral state. When he has nothing in there, it's German.
Well, no, I was thinking of like the Germans have like ridiculously long compound words for like very
Yes,
specific
they do.
emotions.
Oh,
and
there
other
So if he has all the
concepts.
powers at once, it's the German one.
As trying to say the Freud, right?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, so
Sorry.
yeah, I think there's just like a little bit of a stalemate for a second, and Emoticon just kind of like is trying to like think something through basically, and Thunder like runs forward, and like just starts again, right? And Emoticon puts Happy back into his chest, and he just kind of like hovers over it, and the arena is just kind of like annihilated at this point. And Emoticon tries to get in close several more times, and every time he gets close enough to almost do something, and one time even like sprays out some ice, but she just turns and just like melts it. And then Emoticon is forced to put Happy back into his chest and kind of like back off.
I cannot express how much I want to steal Happy out of his chest. If there wasn't another person who could see powers, I would do it, but I know he'd catch me.
You're right. And then what would be the point? Because they would just be like, okay, we'll restart then. I think it gets to a point where Thunder starts to like grimace and like grabs at her arms. And Emoticon takes that opportunity to go in and like ice up her arms. And she kind of like, with the ice on her arms, just kind of like plummets down to the ground. And Emoticon gets in really close. And then Thunder like melts, like breaks off the ice from her hands, so activating her power again. And Emoticon just barely gets out where Thunder like turns her hand and just like barely, like I think maybe like the skin on his face maybe starts like shakes a little bit, and
it's
then
like
he is able to get out.
When One Punch Man punches somebody and he's just like a giant behind him with his fist. And
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. And Thunder then kind of like tries to like lunge for him and like reach up and grab, and then but he just flies up, right? And then Thunder grabs at her arms again and just like falls down, and then she teleports away.
Have a heart attack or something?
What's that?
Having a heart attack?
Nope, not having a heart attack, but she comes back up into that box with you guys where Beacon is. And I think you can probably see there's probably like a little spot where there's a bunch of TVs, right? Where they've been watching, and Beacon and Four Pulse are there, and they're probably in their own little box, so you're not like hearing their conversation. But that's where Thunder appears, and I think she's just like on the ground, like grabbing at her arms and like shaking.
Run over to her and make sure she's okay.
I think like some of the teachers kind of get in the way of you and are just like, I think it's probably Duplicity who's like, Left Wing, let us handle this. And
right.
Scab goes over and is like checking her out basically. But the first fight is called.
Can I roll a superior and assess the situation to see if I can see what he did?
I don't think he did anything. I think she overworked
he did not
herself.
do anything. There's not necessarily a role here.
Okay.
Yeah.
She was just overusing her powers.
She did the
Bakugo
thing.
Yeah.
Well, because Bakugo uses explosion, his arms start to shake. The only time the entire series that happens for some reason.
Yep.
They're like, this is a thing that matters that doesn't ever matters again.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So and this is rather a long fight too.
Right. I assumed that was the case.
I mean, depending on,
that's my boy.
Relative term, I suppose. But yeah, his arms or her arms are just like she just gets. I think probably Scab just kind of like takes her to wherever like the medical bay is, right? And I think that's all kind of you get for now. And then they say, "All right, Palladium and DJ, you guys are up next." And I think Duplicity is like, we'll take good care of her. Just focus on the tournament. Palladium's like, sure.
I'm focused on my fight at this point.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and we'll. I don't know what that was supposed to be there. You got one point for the bet. Is that what you're saying? You guessed one right.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, do we give one for left wing though too? Because technically David said emoticon was going to win. I think that's the one. That matters,
so
right?
you guys aren't betting in character, right? This is
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
Oh, yeah, I put Thunder because that was what left wing would have picked.
Oh, no. Yeah, you guys aren't actually like betting, and there's not a like in character advancement reward because
he's combating Caleb's inattentiveness by putting stakes to it.
Oh, did you guys think I meant like a school advancement?
Yeah. What do you actually mean? Oh, you mean an XP advancement? I think I did know that.
Yeah, an XP advancement.
I think I did know that when you said it, and then I forgot that that's what you meant.
This is you guys as players
because that does sound familiar.
Yeah, so David said explicitly he as a player guessed that emoticon was going to win, so he gets a tick for it too.
Thanks. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, I was like, I definitely think you're gonna make him win, but I don't think he should win. Was my thought.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I might explain it.
I think it was obvious that emoticon was going to win. Like he's just a better hero than she is. He's more trained, more experienced.
So just to clarify, I had the option to make this not a matchup, right? I could have done any other matchup. These matchups fit all of my boxes exactly.
Yeah. My point was whoever emoticon fought, I knew he was going to beat because it's right. Like
it would be as if Todoroki didn't win and get yeah, of course he is.
You can't have the like Golden Boys fight or the hate fight or whatever is going to end up happening with emoticon if he doesn't win.
So DJ and Palladium, you guys go ahead and go out onto the arena, and I think the whole time that you guys are kind of getting in place and Architect's like remaking the map, right? DJ is like staring at you, like thinking. Mm-hmm. He's like, And the map that is made for you two is.
Well, I haven't told you my.
Oh, you don't have a one yet, do you?
And now we get the flashback to what he wrote, right?
There you go. Yeah. What did you write?
I want it just to be completely full of water.
So you can't specify the amount.
Yeah, so I say water.
This answer is water.
I write water.
Yeah. So there is and so just keep in mind this is your permanent modifier. You can't change it per fight, right?
Oh, is it? Okay, never mind.
Because we did this before.
Yeah. Okay, so I didn't realize that, and I also didn't realize that it was going to be. I just had to write something, and then they would decide exactly how to interpret that thing. Because what I wanted to do, and I thought this was pretty clever, because you said it had to be on the opposite side.
That was my suggestion. I think it was originally actually that it was their side, right?
Right.
But yeah.
What I wanted to do is just have it be full of water and then just shoot them with electricity as soon as the match started.
Yeah. when we originally talked about that, I'm like, I'm just going to make mine a giant see-through prison, and then I'll swap places with them and just win. I'll just wait for them to starve to death.
Yeah, I figured that Connor had some idea how to get around our shenanigans, but I wanted to try it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you can't change it based on who you're fighting. It has to be something that's only good for you. So you can't have a counter spell, right?
Yeah,
you can't hurt people with it, right?
Yeah,
necessarily.
Okay, well, in that case, I don't actually know what I want, so you guys should help me figure that out.
Okay, so while they're getting the place set up, DJ's area is tech, right?
Yep.
And so there's a bunch of like, I guess like different like wires and maybe like a computer and some. I don't know, just different little pieces of technology. Maybe there's a microwave, something stupid like that, right?
Yeah.
But while that is kind of getting set up and Palladium's deciding,
do lava
or electricity.
No, I'm serious.
Now, lava actually makes sense.
I think electricity is beneficial for other people here, whereas lava I don't think helps anybody.
Lava.
Except you.
I think we'll do lava. That makes sense. I write down lava.
Yeah.
Volcano.
See, okay, but here's the thing is, can Architect just make lava?
There was lava in the other thing, wasn't there?
In the other test, yeah.
No, there was not lava. So the map
you said
like
there
it was lava, but I was like, this is not lava. You can't just make lava.
Okay, so to be fair, Palladium could still write that, and then he'd just have to be like,
it could just be a heat thing instead.
Yeah, he just has a whole bunch of heat things. Yeah, and like it makes like an oven.
So it could be like the equivalent of man-made lava, right? Which means it's just like
it's still
heat
just lava
vents,
then,
right?
right?
Like a heat vent that is pointed at some rocks, and the rocks are. You know what I mean? Like it's
We look
like
at it and
the
we're like,
best
wow, really?
you could do with
That's your lava.
like modern architecture. That's kind of like what that would end up
I
being.
mean, he could melt rock and then it would just be lava, right?
But so he can create
he can create a smelting facility.
He can't create lava, but he
Well,
could create things
just
that could cause
create a smelting
to turn
facility
into lava,
right?
theoretically.
Yeah.
But I don't think he could get that far, right?
Okay,
I mean,
that's
is
fair.
there any type of technology that can do that?
A smelting facility.
Yeah, I mean, like if you heat it up, like if you think about
just
like
a bunch
just
of gear
furnace,
that melts metals and.
But how
rocks.
long does it take to do that though? Right.
I mean, think of like a forge. That's basically what you do with a forge. You heat it up till it's glowing hot. If you keep heating it up, it eventually melt. Right.
So, but then is there?
Do they
just
wait
a
around for an
forge in the
hour?
middle of it? Right. Like.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? Like, how does that factor into the arena itself?
That's fair.
Yeah, maybe it's just like big fire columns.
There could be a little cauldron in the middle that's kind of like jutting out of the center, and inside is like melting rock, but it's not quite
molten iron or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
I think I'm fine with that. So we're kind of getting that scene, right? Bastion, Quantum Quill says to you, I gotta go find.
Are we gonna dish the tea on how to beat everyone?
Oh, is that what you think? Quantum Quill is going to be like? I think this is who's going to win. Oh,
well, no, like for our fights, like.
Oh, yeah.
How would we? How theoretically? How would we beat Palladium with our power?
Sure. Yeah, maybe that could be how the conversation starts.
I mean, unless I was just vamping for you because it looked like you were. Yeah, but
yeah, no, I think that's fun. I think Quantum is like, so for emoticon, if either one of us goes up against him, what do you think we should do based off of that fight? Obviously, he's going to use a lot of dodge tactics, but how does his power actually work? And I think she's just kind of like being Deku, right? Or she's just kind of like talking about like how everybody's powers works and just kind of nerding out about the science of it.
Do we all as characters know what emotions correlate to which power at this point?
Yes.
Which one is angry?
Ice.
I mean, honestly, I just make them angry, I think.
Sure, yep.
And try to limit them to one power and then overwhelm them.
Yeah, she nods.
There's only one person annoying enough to make emoticon consistently angry.
I think she says, now how about Scarlet Saber? She seems scary. I'm gonna have to wait for her fight though.
Do we know what her power is?
You might not know exactly what it is, but she creates she has a hilt of a sword that she channels a red electrical looking energy through, and it saps people's powers.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but she kind of reminds me of like an edgy samurai version of Arthur from Fire Force. You've seen Fire Force, right, David?
No. I've seen some of it. I know who you're talking about.
Okay. Well, that is a movie.
I don't remember what he does though. Is the problem?
He's got like a plasma.
Oh yeah.
Plasma sword.
They're all firebenders, and so right.
Yeah, and he's like the more he role plays being a knight, the stronger his sword is.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, just don't get close to her sword, I guess.
Yeah. I think you kind of see she's fairly troubled, and you almost feel like she wants to tell you something, but doesn't.
Pierce the mask. Let's go, baby. And I don't have anything for Pierce the mask. That's comfort or support is the thermodynamic one. Let's go, baby.
Which you could do that instead. You could comfort her in order to get her to open up, or you could pierce the mask to figure out like how can I get your character to open up, right?
Well, what do you think, chat?
Are you sure?
Yeah, right. Because
Well, no, because comforter support is like they hear you, they mark potential. You're
Yeah.
communicating something to them, right? Like there's no part of comforter support where you learn
Sure.
something, right?
Yeah. What do you intend to do? What are you really planning? How could a game? Yeah.
Well, that's
I feel like
Pierce
Pierce
the
the
Mask.
Mask should. I feel like Pierce the Mask's one of the answers on there should be, "What are you thinking?"
Right. Yeah, that would be nice.
I mean, what are you planning is kind of like that.
I guess,
Yeah, I
but
suppose.
like that kind of implies that you're like plotting something. I don't know.
Yeah, which makes
Weird.
sense considering, a situation where you'd roll that would be,
I guess.
Let's go, baby.
Oh, dear.
I level up.
Yeah. So I think
Those are rookie numbers, Jared. You got to get lower than
Yeah.
that.
I got a 1. Oh, man.
I think
I
I think you just completely miss that she wants to say something to you. I guess what
What distracts
how do you
maybe?
screw this
I
up
think
that
Bastion is just so focused on like winning.
bad? Sure, yeah. I think at a certain point she kind of like sniffles and stands up and says, "I'll be back," and just walks away.
Uh-oh.
Dang.
I'm kind of regretting this. I don't know. I've got more of a heart than Caleb. I'm regretting my potential that I got.
Buyer's remorse.
And I think I am going to. I'll leave it all in my head for now.
Am I there?
Yes, you would be
Right.
there. Yep.
So I see she's walking away like almost crying.
I don't know. Maybe you should roll Pierce the
Roll
Mask.
Pierce the Mask. Let's go, baby. Potential
sure.
galore.
I'm not sure if that's worth
You know,
the roll.
Drive this poor girl out of the entire party.
Oh, you did a roll. Okay. I was gonna
let's
say I don't know if it's
go.
worth the roll. Because it's like
Well,
what happens
can I-
if you fail, right?
Can I? Is it? Well, no, I guess it doesn't make sense because he could have done that. I would say, can I do an assess the
there's really a
situation
real
instead?
consequence here. I don't think there's a real consequence I can give here. So
Yeah.
I'm going to say this roll is null and void.
That's
'Cause
fine.
I did say before you rolled as well. Like I don't know if you
that you
should,
weren't
so
sure.
we'll-
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm fine either way because I'd get an advancement. So if you want to use it, we can.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think we'll leave it because I really don't see how where
Failing
the
that
plot
will
goes
have
from there, right?
narrative bad
Yeah,
things
we'll
for him.
do
as
anything
well.
different.
I think it's like I think it's an obvious enough thing for you to notice if you're paying attention to it, but I think maybe you're just not paying attention to it, right?
Sure. Yeah, I guess that was more of my question is whether or not I noticed, right? Because then I could go talk to her. But it's fine. We don't have to drag this out. Triple Palladium's itching to fight somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Bastion, I assume you don't go after her.
I failed the roll, so no.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So let's get DJ and Palladium's fight then. So is that where you're going with? You have a little forge in the center of the map.
Yeah, I mean either that or like flame vents.
It could just be like heat vents, right?
Yeah,
like
I think I just write
Yeah,
heat
you can do
and
that.
whatever
Yeah.
they interpret that to be.
Yeah. So it would just be like 3 or so heat vents around the.
It's just a bunch of statues that look like heartbeat.
I do have an
'Cause he's
idea
hot.
for a thing. Oh boy, I do have a thing that I think I have a clever thing to do to start off the match here because I'm starting on the tech side, right?
So I think it's mixed. Though, like it's just they just kind of like put it around their stadium, right? That's the impression I've been getting.
Wasn't it 2 sides?
So
that's
it's
the
not
original idea.
your side
Yeah.
and their side. It's the 2 modifiers affect the whole arena. So it's a conjoined effort of
okay.
because that way
I
I always want to
completely
stay on my side
misunderstood
of
how
the
this
map. you
entire
wanna stay
thing
on
was
your
going to go
side of the
down.
map. Yeah.
Yeah, so originally the idea was it would be you'd have a side, but then the concern was that you'd just have 2 people standing on their side waiting for the other guy to come die,
Yeah.
and no one would ever move. So I think the idea was that you mix it throughout the media.
Right. I thought we had saw that and then decided to be like, okay, but your stuff is on their side and their stuff
I
is on your
suggested
side.
that, but I don't think it ever
Sure.
went anywhere. So
I just don't think I ever heard the moment where you officially changed what.
I don't know that there was one either. I knew that was the decision when he described the first fight, and he described it being next to
fair
the
enough.
arena, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I guess that's what he went with.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
So I think as long as you don't have anything you are itching to say or do before the fight starts, I think the fight is called.
All right.
And it starts.
First thing I want to do is I want to
Called
suck in
already.
all my electricity,
Yeah.
and I want to do an electromagnetic pulse that goes through the whole arena and makes all of the technology not work.
Nice.
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead. I think roll freak.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do situational -1 because you've never done this before, and slash.
Can I do dangerous web instead when I reveal a trap you've left for someone using your
Yeah, I
powers?
suppose that would be fine. I'm still gonna say
yeah.
-1 only because this is a wide area of effect that you'd be doing, and not just like a.
I don't think I've ever done this before either. So
yeah. Now
Well,
here's
you
my other
haven't, but
question.
dangerous web makes sense to be like, okay, well, I can do this because I have a move for it. So I'm gonna say,
yeah.
Is your armor not electronic in any way? Because if it is
No.
actually a machine in any way, then
No.
doing an EMP would also damage it.
I don't think so.
there is some interesting
I don't think
thoughts
it
to
is.
that.
It's
But
magic.
Let's see if you fail.
Oh yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
I guess
That-
we'll
that
find
one-
out. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like for a dangerous web, it makes sense that like an electromagnetic pulse isn't as immediately obvious too. So it could just be like,
yeah.
I'm doing this and we're fighting, and then he tries to use the tech, and I'm like, haha, sorry, already.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, that lets me use savior, which is so much better.
Yep. When you reveal a trap, you've left someone using your powers, roll plus your best. Label on a hit, your opponent trips into it, and you get an opening or opportunity against them.
Right.
And
So he
a 10
tries to
plus-
use it and it doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. On a miss, the trap inadvertently leads to a dangerous escalation.
Very
That
fun.
makes perfect sense.
So -1, you
We
said?
just talked about. Yeah, I think so.
All right. Here we go.
Bullet.
Yo, buddy.
Nice.
Okay, so on a 10 plus, take 1+1 forward to pursuing it. So you do this, right? You EMP the map. All the tech just like, and
Camera drones.
And I think it's like
in his drones.
That's
too,
true. That's
right?
true.
His
Yeah.
drone. He's like okay, and it's like putting on.
Well,
his
how about we do it?
headphones,
How
and
about we
he
do it
goes,
this way instead? How about we do it this way instead? It's not
Okay.
immediate. I don't do it all right away. I save up the pulse and I do it at the exact right moment where he's because the move gives
It's
me
a
an
trap.
opportunity, right? It's a trap.
Sure,
So I
okay,
make him
yeah.
think he's winning, right? I make him surround me with tech. He's doing whatever he needs to do to be like,
Sure, yeah,
I'm
he gets
getting
all
him.
he gets all these little things over at like he gets his drone over there, and it's like
Yeah.
about to like zap you or something like that. And
I think I make it seem
There's-
like I'm trying to reach the vents and he keeps blocking off my access to it.
sure, okay, yep.
Right.
I'm trying to think of other pieces of tech that he could be messing with, like he's doing the drone, because it's not like King. He's not transforming these things.
That's true.
But he's like
My thought was,
controlling
like,
it in a particular way.
Speakers or something to make sound, right? Because I mean, I guess like sound is
Yeah, maybe he could
vibration,
do that
which is technically kinetic, but also he can only have one energy at a time. So if he ever had like electrical energy, he could like pulse noise really loud.
Yeah,
and, like,
so maybe like some speakers start turning on and like blaring some like really loud rap music.
plus he likes
and,
music. He can hear music constantly. That's his thing, right?
And I think the drone flies over to like the side of the arena, not by him, and a little rotor gun falls out of like the bottom.
Just shoots
and it's just
you.
like
Yeah.
And I think it's like a cool moment too for him because like we haven't seen that yet, right? Because he's not been actually trying to kill anybody yet, and
Right.
so it like flies over and he's like, he like just has a little bit of a smirk on the side of his face, and then it goes whoop, it pops out and starts shooting you. And I'm sure like your armor is either just taking it or you're just like avoiding the shots altogether.
I think
and
I'm
trying to
avoiding
get
them.
by
Right. I'm just playing defense and like avoiding everything, and I'm making it seem like I want to go somewhere and he's blocking off my access to it, and like he's cornering me, he's penning me in, and then I think the whole time I've been like holding my ears, like it's so loud, and then I lower my hands and I'm like, it's actually a good song, and then shame I gotta turn it off now.
Yeah, and I think everything just like collapses, right? And his music stops too, and he's like, oh crap. And he like pulls off his headphone, or I think at first actually he's like tapping on his MP3 player, like, oh crap. And go ahead and take +1 forward to pursuing.
So
this.
I think what he sees is there's like a vent of fire or something, right? That's kind of in between the two of us, and it goes up. And as soon as it like goes, yeah, you know what? I think I rush, I jump through it, and my armor turns like orange, molten orange on the way through, and I'm already just like.
The first thing I thought of is shark bait.
Yeah, the little volcano.
Like I just thought of you like standing on a vent and it just like, and you're just like, oh yes, the fire.
But yeah, basically what happens is like there's a bunch of vents going off because that's the only thing left on the map that's like active, right?
Yeah, yep.
And so he's like, uh-oh, right? And he looks down, and then when he looks back up, there's a vent of fire right in front of him, which is blocking off his view of me, and I'm soaring through the vent.
Good question.
Yeah.
What would that be also powered by electricity then? Whatever is heating that? I feel like it would have to be, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean the heaters would die too, probably. Yeah.
So I think the heat is still on for now, just because it's still hot enough.
Still hot, yeah.
And so you're still able to absorb that, but I think that is just kind of a necessary narrative effect to that.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know how else that would work. So
I'm using more than a shield anyway. I'm directly engaging a threat by heading directly into danger without regard to my own safety. I don't care that I don't really have a big power up here.
Right.
I'm hoping that I can just punch him. Right. He's just a dude now.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. All right. At least a hit.
More than a shield.
It's directly engage a threat is what I'm doing. It's
right.
just with
a
different.
On a 7 to 9, pick one. You either resist or avoid their blows, take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. Either way, on a hit, you trade blows.
I'll just resist or avoid his blows, right?
Okay.
So we trade blows, right? I hit him.
Yeah, I think he's just completely caught off guard, right? He's trying to tap his MP3 player super fast, and he's like, "Oh crap!" And you just like deck him probably in the chest, and he just like clutches at his chest and just like is completely knocked back.
So
and
Carly and I started watching.
Coughing.
Yeah, Carly and I started watching Arcane again last night because we haven't watched season 2 yet, so we're starting it over and watching the first season. And there's so many like slow motion punches and stuff, and I'm just imagining just like
yeah
right
he goes down. I'm gonna say do
I just take him out or
no? But on trading blows, you're trading blows with him. He gets 2 conditions marked.
Okay, cool.
So you got one left. This is going to be, the kicker here. But I'm
assuming he does something then,
right? Yeah. The villain move here is he's like clutching his chest and he's like, come on, this can't be the end. This can't be the end. And he starts softly rapping to himself.
Yeah.
Remember the name. Remember the name. And he looks up at you and he's like, crap, there's nothing even to. And then we get a quick flashback to episode 4, I think it was, first day of school.
Yeah.
You talking with DJ and DJ saying, talking about his power, and you saying, you can control any technology? And he's like, yeah, we've never tried for me to control your suit before.
Yeah.
Maybe we should try that sometime.
Yeah.
And he goes, remember the name. Remember the name. And
I tell him,
the alien voice in your suits says anxiety, and then danger, and then I think maybe you're getting close, and you like lifting up another fist to like finish off the job, right?
Yeah, and I
your
say,
remember that falls off.
Well, I lift up my gauntlet. I'm about to punch him, and I say, "Remember, the name didn't come out until 2005. Sorry."
The gauntlet just falls off of your arm, and DJ smiles, and he's like,
I start to panic because if he takes off my helmet, that's bad.
And then we get another flashback to Duplicity talking to you, or maybe Scab actually is talking to you before the fights, and he goes, hey, Palladium, just to let you know, with your particular situation, you kind of have a bit of a disadvantage. You see, we've talked to Beacon and Fourpulse and made sure to let them know that if at any point in time you're starting to have a panic attack, it probably means your armor is about to come off. And if that's the case, we have to pull you out because you can't show your face to the public.
Don't do this to me.
Unfortunately, you have 2 lose conditions. One would be you're taken out of the fight, and one would be if your face gets shown.
Yeah. So we cut back to real time, and I start I'm like, hold on, armor, please don't do this to me.
And yeah, I think your armor is almost offended back to you. And it is like yeah, I think that's all you can perceive.
What do you mean? I say, what do you mean? You're the one falling off on me.
Yeah. Are you saying that out loud? Or is it
no,
in your armor?
We're hearing it with reverb because it's in my mind.
In your head.
Oh, okay, sure, yep.
Yeah.
This is where you got to roll comfort and support to keep your clothes on.
Yeah, I guess I'm not sure exactly what this. I think you should need to react to this in some way with a roll, right? You have to somehow gain control back of your armor.
Maybe freak.
I
just have to use my powers, my connection to the armor.
I think maybe extend your senses. Maybe.
Yeah.
Would be what you're doing.
Technically, your power is basically just connection to the armor.
Yep.
So it makes sense you could argue that that's an extension of your ability, right? Like gaining control.
I don't think I'm comforting or supporting my armor. So
that's pretty funny though.
Yeah, I guess I'll just unleash my powers.
Okay.
Hey, luckily from last time, I have a 1 in this instead of the usual 0.
Nice.
And I don't have hopeless, so that's good. This should be okay.
Oh no!
Why did I say that? Why did I say that?
Oh no!
I knew the moment those words came out of my mouth.
Right,
yes,
right.
I think the armor just starts to fall off of you. Every little piece,
you just clap your heads on your
legs.
Helmet.
I think you're like holding at your head, like trying to keep your helmet on, and a DJ is maybe just rapping some like the kind of songs that are calling out a particular rapper. It's like I forget what it's called. It's like a diss track. Yeah. He starts improv rapping a diss track against Palladium.
What are the lyrics, Connor? You got
I can't, no way. You're not getting a single word out of me.
Palladium.
You mean you can't improv a rap, Connor?
No. That's it right there. That's the rap. So I think the situation is, Caleb, I think I'm not just gonna have them outright pull you out right now with that 1 miss. I think the situation is your armor is falling off, and you have to figure out how to finish off DJ before your helmet comes down.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy.
To be fair, you're probably still at least as good a fighter as DJ without your armor. Anyways, right? Like DJ is not like a
right. Yeah,
he's not like a martial artist, so you could probably just punch him.
And I think the crowd is like, what's going on? And I think in the little box too, everybody's like, no way. And Shorty's like, get him, DJ, get him.
Love it. I as a player am very happy for DJ at this moment. This is very cool. It's just very bad for Palladium.
Definitely the most impressive thing he's managed.
Yes. Yeah.
DJ's just had like a winning streak.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ever since he just looked at a robot and didn't flinch, he is man.
Yeah, it turns out staring death in the face does something to a guy.
Yeah.
Well, also, so he got a huge confidence boost when Leftwing picked him.
That's true.
Right. Yeah. He's been a good day for DJ.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's about to get much worse. So if I let go of my helmet and I just try to do this as fast as humanly possible, does that count as more than a shield when you directly engage a threat by heading directly into danger without regard for your own safety?
Yes, because at that point in time, if you've missed this, you're out of the fight.
Right.
Your helmet just comes off, right?
I don't know if I can think of a better thing to do. I guess I could I have a 0 in danger normally. I have a 3 in savior. This is a pretty good shot.
makes sense.
Do we have any other ideas? Does this seem like a good plan?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably your best bet.
Yeah.
I also like the idea that like your armor's falling off from like top to bottom, and you just like headbutt DJ right before your helmet comes off.
You mean from bottom to top?
I think
Is that what it is? Yeah, sorry, from top to bottom. Yeah, bottom to top, and then like you just headbutt him right before it comes off.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm hoping will happen. Here we go. Yes! Oh my gosh, I was so worried. I was so worried.
Okay, yeah, that last condition is filled. Yeah, so I think
I marked the potential for that other move.
Going on an incredible diss track, right? And then he slowly goes starts to the track starts to fall apart, right? And maybe like the music sting in the background starts going whoop, 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 whoop. And then you just like headbutt him.
Yeah, he's like,
and he just disappears. Right? Yeah,
Palladium is a bad guy.
Yeah. And yeah, I think maybe you like lift your head back to headbutt him. He disappears, and then you like maybe slam your helmet into the ground,
crack the stone.
Yeah, and then your armor just like pulls back onto yourself. So I think that's how that would work.
Yeah. As soon as he's gone, I'll probably just stumble for a second. It's probably not, honestly, given the angle, even if he was like on the ground, I probably don't hit the ground with my helmet. It's probably just I go to hit his head and I just stumble.
Forward.
Yeah, I stumble forward. And then I stand there for a moment and everyone's like silent because they're like, "Oh, he won." And then
Yeah.
And I just raise one fist.
Yeah. The crowd goes wild.
Awesome. No, and that's what happened. The gauntlet that fell off originally is the last thing to get back on. So it's just my normal hand raising up and then
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we cut over to the plate. Well, I think they teleport you away too, right? After you get your moment. And when DJ comes back, everybody comes up to DJ and is like, "Dude, that was awesome." But I think Shorty's like, "Woo, dude, you like almost won."
I mean, I do the same thing, right? Like I'm there with the other people. I'm just like, "Dude, that was so awesome. Don't ever do that again."
Yep. I think we get a shot of like the teachers and they go, let's breathe a sigh of relief. Like, oh crap, we almost got fired.
Yeah, I go over to both of them and be like, "Congrats, both of you. That was dope. Well done, Palladium. Good job."
So Bastian, I think at this point in time you realize that Quantum Quill has not come back from her leaving.
Well, I don't have to fight anytime soon, so I'll just be like, I guess I'll go look for her.
Sure.
What's going on?
So while that's happening, Alchemist and Shorty go down to the arena, and their modifiers are. Ooh, let me find it.
Various elements and flat.
Yes. So
I don't even have. I just have it memorized. I'm just that good.
No, perfect. Thank you. So Shorty just wants things flat so he can run around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Alchemist, her normal thing would be like bins of different elements across the thing, but instead they're built into the flat arena. And so it's just different panels that are various
different
elements
Minecraft
of the periodic
blocks.
Tables. Yes.
That's gonna be even worse for him. She changes something into plutonium and he just gets cancer running over it.
Oh man. So that's how their map is being set up as they're like going down. Bastian, I don't think there's a role to like find her. But I guess where would you think to look? It's not in like the locker rooms, right? She like left this like box area.
Probably in the girls' bathroom.
Is that kind of where you think to look?
I'm going to extend my senses and look for carbon-based life forms not in the Coliseum.
Okay. Go ahead and roll freak.
Yeah. 8.
Nice.
Okay. You either mark a condition or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
I can't really afford more conditions right now, so I guess unstable or temporary.
Yeah, so for just a second, you catch a glimpse of something in the ceiling, and then it's gone. And you feel you're just kind of like walking in the hallways. Like this is kind of like the you can't be back here hallways. They're completely empty, right? As you're looking, and you're like getting closer to, you can like maybe see down the hallway, like the bathroom sign. And so you're like, I'm pretty sure that's where she is. And you're like, what the heck? Is there something in the ceiling? And
what did I get a general view of the shape? Was it humanoid, or
it was some sort of like it was almost like a leak, like a leak of a carbon substance.
This is where we get some sort of like ooze villain or something that
you wouldn't even
snuck into the
carbon-based life forms. I guess that's so hard to discern.
I mean, that's basically every living thing on Earth.
Right. So I think maybe what you instead notice is, because you wouldn't notice it. I can't understand. My brain can't decide on the science of what this would be. So this is just something you notice.
Okay, so if it was, I'll explain it. If they're wearing something carbon, they're
not
a human. Okay.
So let me explain it so that it'll just make sense. Let me pull up. Gotta see how to. Sorry, 1 second here. I forgot I actually have to like.
All known life on Earth is carbon based.
Yes. So
if it's an alien from Vulcan's planet, then maybe not.
They're plutonium based.
I mean,
let's put it this way. Would you notice mist with this ability?
Is there carbon in the water?
No, she's H2O.
So you wouldn't notice. I think what you notice is some carbon shifting around in the ceiling, and you're like, why is that moving? There's no life up there.
It's just a rat. Events.
And then you hear a strange leaking noise behind you, and you turn around.
I don't like this. I'm gonna lodge a formal complaint, please. Don't like this. No,
you see,
what the heck?
You see this person slowly form into a metal body.
Oh no!
As a liquid metal.
No!
It is very uncomfortable to me that he bothered to form nipples on himself. I hate that a lot.
It's a power play.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. That's so funny.
This is the first thing I noticed.
So Bastian, so Caleb, so you could still call this session for this episode. You could still call this 1v1s because Bastian, here's your 1v1.
Nice.
I'm dead. See you guys.
Oh boy. I assume this is one of the
this is one of the 5 elements. This is the metal element. His name is Mercury.
Nice.
Very good.
Oh, and dang it, that's the worst metal.
Okay, so we'll cut back over to the fight, right? As we kind of get this like showdown moment.
As much as I would like to think that Shorty will win because I like Shorty, I think I'm gonna formally say that Alchemist will win.
That's what I've had too. Alchemist is supposedly very smart.
Especially with the setup that you have there, it does seem like pretty disadvantaged to Shorty.
Let me see. Where I got. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah. There's so many character sheets, and I get lost.
She has to touch things to change them, right?
Yes, she does.
Yeah, I don't
know.
How
did she? Wait, how did she change our dome?
Yeah, she touched it.
She just touched it. Oh, okay.
Yep. So let me.
Well, she's touching the whole. I don't know.
Well, I guess I didn't realize she had gotten that close to the dome in that scene. But
so here are the showdowns now. Then, okay, so yeah, she ran up and she was able to touch it. So
I'll be a contrarian. I'll say Shorty.
Okay. So 2 votes for Alchemist, 1 vote for Shorty.
Yeah, it is. I'll get them all wrong. I'm going for the least amount right.
It's like
okay. So there's all these different panels of these elements, right? The fight starts, and Shorty immediately just like zips down right into his little version, speeds over to Alchemist and gets a punch in, and then shortens back down right as Alchemist like changes one of her carbon balls into nitrogen and like lifts it to do like slingshot it at where Shorty was, but Shorty's already behind her and like throws in another punch. These are like short, like fast, weak punches, right? But just one after another, like Shorty just gets a few really good hits in, and then Alchemist like dives away from where she was and slingshot balls an explosion. And I think Shorty like we get like a shot of Shorty like in his like little slow-mo like viewpoint,
Speedster
right?
view.
Yeah,
looks like the planet's exploding behind him.
Yeah. And Shorty's like, oh crap, and is like running away from the explosion. Oh crap. And like speeds away from it. And Alchemist kind of absorbs some of the blow as well, and is like, oh, this guy is fast. And I think she like pulls back her slingshot and is like looking around, and Shorty like appears behind her and like taps her on the shoulder, and she turns and fires off a shot, and Shorty just shrinks down and then comes back up, and like the shot just kind of like goes off to like the side of the arena, and maybe some of the like stadium like shakes a little bit. and Shorty's just like, ha, you missed, and go ahead, I'll wait for you to try again. I'll wait right here. And Alchemist just like shakes her head, and like I think
Can I change my thing to Shorty?
Absolutely not.
No. I wanted Shorty to win. I just didn't think he would.
I think sorry, I had
Is Marty in the room
here? Yes, I think so.
I look at Marty and say, so how come she gets a literal rocket launcher and you wouldn't give me a pistol?
Marty's like, shh, I'm trying to watch. And so yeah, we cut back to Shorty and Alchemist, and I think Alchemist kind of like gets down to like two last of her like carbon balls, and then like looks over to like the carbon plate, and Shorty's like and shrinks down and goes over there, and geez, what would she even do? I think he reaches down and like lifts it up and throws it off to the side and is like, ha, try to get to it now. And
he can get big too, right? Now?
Who?
Shorty? Can he go in reverse now? Wasn't that like a thing that he just learned?
He has not gone big.
Okay, somebody talked to him about it at least.
Yeah. There was. Okay. You're talking about Prism. Prism was
that's what it was.
Trade speed or trade size for speed. Have you tried going in reverse? And he went, what?
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. That's what I was thinking of. Never mind.
And we also got a shot of him with Botanist, his mentor, like for the first time we've ever seen them together, basically, because he's always with his family. And him explaining that to him, and instead they sat down to eat and see what it's like. So they didn't train.
Okay.
The shot that we got. So yeah, so there's a little flashback moment that would have been at the beginning of the episode, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Shorty starts to figure out, Shorty throws that piece of carbon plating or whatever, like carbons, like I don't know how to explain it. They like grabs a disc of carbon basically from the ground and like tosses it over, and I think Alchemist is like down to her last two shots, but fires off one of them right as Shorty like turns and sees, and then like shrinks down because he was distracted with the carbon plate. And then he pops back up and he's like, "Whoa, that was a close one." And then he darts back over to where she is, and Alchemist is like looking around on the ground as Shorty's like zooming. And she can't actually like see him really though. And she sees a particular spot on the map, and she runs over to it, slams her fist down, and changes the element. And it is phosphorus is the element, and she changes it into sulfur, and then like backs up from it, and Shorty runs over it, and it is literally just a powder. And so he like completely loses traction and control, and like slowly
sinks into sulfur powder.
No, slow. He gets bigger again, and yeah, maybe his feet just like stick into the ground, right? He's just like stuck in the ground with his feet in just this like powder as he like basically ran himself into it,
right?
And he's like, "Huh, that's a new one," and turns and looks at Alchemist. And she like pulls back her shot, and she's like, "Sayonara," and then we get a flashback of Shorty with Botanist, and it's after the meal, and they're going out to like his like training room, and Shorty's like talking all about his like class and life and stuff like that, and he like gets there and he like sits down, and he's just like, "Man, Botanist, I know you got a family and all, and I love them. I mean, the dinner was great. It was a lot of fun to hang out with your kids. They're all really fun and nice, but I mean, you're just never around. I feel like I've got so much potential, but I just can't. I don't know where to put it. I've got all this energy, and I'm running, and I can't get faster." And I think Botanist like puts up a hand, and he's like, "What were you saying before? You said that one of your teachers told you could maybe put your power in reverse?" And Shorty's like, "Yeah, whatever that means." And he says, "Let's try it." And Shorty, we cut back to live day, and Shorty goes, "Here goes nothing," and gets huge.
Nice.
And puts out a hand as he's like enlarging in size, but like he gets slower as he's doing this. Grabs a hand around Alchemist, like grabs her around the torso, and like becomes this giant on the tournament floor or arena. And the arena, like,
well, if I had known this has been happening behind the scenes, of course I would have chosen Shorty.
This is actually one of the reasons I picked him. I was like, I think he has like a new trick.
Yeah, darn.
Should have been paying attention, Caleb. And
they just went to dinner. That's all that happened.
Yeah.
In the flashback.
And Shorty says, "I'm huge now." And Alchemist,
Shorty no longer.
Yes. Yeah. He says, "I'm Tolly."
Wow.
And Alchemist pulls back on her slingshot, changes the carbon to nitrogen, fires off a shot, and Shorty teleports away.
Nice.
Yes, I still win. You know, I believed in Alchemist the whole time.
Yeah.
That was my other thought. I was like, if he gets big, I don't think it's going to make him explosion proof, and he'll just be a really ezy target, but we'll see.
I'm glad I got that moment, though. That was really fun.
Yeah. Well, when he grabbed her, I thought he was going to try and kill her, but I guess he's dumb and just held on to her.
Yeah, you know, he was trying to absorb the moment for the tournament, right?
Oh, okay.
He's trying to show off himself as a hero, right? So he's like, "Check me out, I'm huge."
And then he dies.
But he didn't grab her. He grabbed her around the waist and didn't grab her arms.
Right? Yeah.
So her arms
That's what I expected him to be like.
Yeah.
I win.
Yeah, and at the
Nice.
I think Alchemist probably like falls, right?
Right.
And then like teleports.
Yeah.
And but after Shorty, obviously. And when you guys get back into the area, I think a bunch of people, like basically everybody from the New York school is like, "Ah, yeah, nice one, Alchemist." Everybody from your guys' school is like, "Shorty won! How did you do that? That's crazy."
Yeah.
And Shorty's like, "Did I lose?"
Yeah, man, you forgot to do the part where you kill her.
Yeah. Oh, also though, wouldn't they teleport him back huge? So maybe he's
Probably.
maybe he like
crushes half the students.
Well, I think maybe.
Well, they get teleported away then too.
Well, I think maybe it gets reversed fast, right? I mean,
Yeah.
as soon as he maybe. Oh no! What should happen is Alchemist pulls back on the slingshot, right? And he's like, "Oh crap!" and tries to make himself small again.
Oh,
And
sure.
so he's normal size by the time he gets there. And I think maybe Shorty, when he appears in the room, he's like, like feeling his body parts, like. Oh. Okay, sorry. I just realized that.
Yeah.
Like, how did that even happen? Is everybody dead? Okay, so I think Alchemist goes over to Shorty and like puts out a hand to like be like, "Good fight." And Shorty is like, "Oh man, you still beat me, but that was really cool, wasn't it?" And Alchemist is like, Yeah. A line. I gotta go. Yeah, she says, just try using your head next time before someone else does.
Dang.
And like goes and sits down. Okay, so let's cut over to Bastian and Mercury. Let's get a couple of shots of this.
So Connor.
Yeah.
Turns out Carbon actually pretty good against Mercury. Bad for literally everyone else in the stadium that isn't the two of us. Everyone's going to die.
Oh, okay. What's going to happen?
All right. So
I mean, this is Magic Mercury, so it doesn't have to follow the actual rules.
I guess, but Mercury can react chemically with the carbon surface, forming new chemical bonds. This is a more complex process, often involving the oxidation of elemental mercury for the formation of surface complexes like HgCl2, which is mercury chloride, which is incredibly toxic.
Okay, yeah. So basically, what you're saying is, if your carbon touches his mercury, it's going to release toxins.
As long as there's like chlorine available, but I mean, we're in a school. The school's clean floors, so there's probably chlorine enough to. But I assume there would be enough to form gas.
He probably has enough control of it that, like, he doesn't just turn it like the same way that
he'd probably want it to, though. I don't think it would hurt him. It would just make the environment more dangerous.
But also, he doesn't want to kill you, right?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it won't kill me because I have the gas mask.
You're wearing a gas mask as you're walking through the halls?
Oh, I mean, I could make one quick.
You could make one, but he's
even
not
just
going to
having
try and poison you, so that you.
But even just having activated carbon around me would like contain the fumes. It would absorb the fumes before I'd essentially breathe it.
But also, would Bastion know any of that?
Right? I don't think. Right.
We established that last session that activated carbon.
Yeah, or rather, would he know that mercury and carbon react that way? I mean, I didn't know that.
Yeah, right.
And I assume you Googled it.
We could just abstract it, right? I don't think he's going to try and poison you, so we're going to say he tries not to poison you.
Gotcha.
So we don't have to deal with that, because that sounds like a headache to try and orchestrate this fight.
Everyone gets poisoned.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, for sure.
That's cool.
It could also just be a nickname, right? He might not literally be made out of mercury. It doesn't have to be. I mean,
yeah,
sure, yeah, he's liquid metal, right? So he's called mercury. So we could also just say maybe he's not mercury.
Mercury's the coolest metal, though.
It is. I thought he said it was the worst metal.
But no, to fight against.
Yeah, worst one for you. Yeah, okay.
Well, not for him, but just in general.
Oh, okay.
But the point being, you probably shouldn't touch the metal with your skin.
Yeah, carbon is very good at absorbing mercury fumes and mercury, though. So
nice.
That seems bad, though. The last thing I think you want to do with mercury is absorb it.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, it absorbs it in a way that neutralizes it, and or it either neutralizes it, or if there are other chemical compounds on the surface of the carbon, it'll fuse with it, making new chemical compounds.
Weird.
Like the mercury chloride gas.
Right.
All right, so he kills you.
After you finish your 12-minute monologue about why you shouldn't touch him, he kills you.
He touches you. You die.
Yep. All right, good game.
GG boys. All right, next fight. No, okay, so what do you do? Because you decide the narrative. So he appears in front of you. How do you react?
I want to. Is stalling for time superior?
Probably be like provoke. Right?
Yeah, so that would be provoke, right? You could assess the situation, which I don't think you really have time for at the moment.
Oh, yeah, no, I wanna basically just talk to him and gain enough time to do burn quick.
Oh, sure, yeah. Provoke someone into. I mean, they rise to the bait and do what you want, right?
Yeah.
So they talk to you about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think you would say? That could, because it has to be something you would be susceptible to your words, right?
Mm-hmm. We haven't really established. Do I know these guys personally?
No, you do not.
Okay.
You know of them because you're a part of the government, but no, you've never interacted with these guys before.
And crap. What Inferno was the other guy's name?
Yep.
So Inferno failed. They send you now. That's which one are you?
Yeah. He says Mercury.
Cool.
I think he melts down.
Very creative.
He melts down and lunges for you.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'll have to come up with something a little bit more creative than that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this guy.
Yeah, so. Right. So I think Bastion is like, quick, stall, act stupid. And you're like, cool. And you're like, not that stupid. And he attacks you. One thing also to keep in mind, I'm not sure if Bastion would come to this conclusion or not on his own, but the point of this tournament, they've told you, is to make it to show the world that the Heroes in Training program is in control and everybody's safe, right? So if this gets out that there is a terrorist attacking you and trying to capture one of the students during the tournament, that would be very bad for publicity. So if Bastion is thinking big brain here, you're going to want to finish this on your own.
Yeah, but he's strong.
Yep.
Does he only have 3 boxes?
I don't know if I'm going to answer that question.
Oh man. Yeah, he's just gonna roll defend to defend himself for now.
Okay.
And I think I'm just gonna do it. Oh, wait, I don't.
I think he melts down, liquid metals himself behind you, forms and tries to punch you from behind.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try to just like. So he's like right by me now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's gonna like schlock off part of his like armor to like coat his arm that he's punching him with.
Oh, okay, sure. Kind of like reinforce it.
Well, no, like cover his arm so like the mercury doesn't touch him.
Oh,
and
sure.
Like
so
and then like fling it away.
I think what he's punching you with is a solid metal attack.
Yeah. Solid mercury is still not good.
Okay. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Go ahead and roll savior then. You're defending yourself.
Yeah.
And have Palladium's character sheet open, not yours.
I just need to open up the basic mode. Defend.
You have locked savior.
Yeah, I just leveled up, so I took lock
really?
label. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Dang. He's got 2 labels locked now. Incredible.
I'm going to use game face. I'm gonna
actually, Bastion, you are technically right now facing danger alone, which is one of the things that it makes your doom grow closer. You have to mark a doom track.
Uh-oh. I can't wait to fill it up and then beat him with my new doom sign. Yeah, I'm going to use game face.
Okay.
Mark afraid.
Okay.
To get an ongoing +1 to defeating this guy.
Okay. Now -2 to directly engage a threat.
Yeah.
Okay. That means even your custom moves where you'd be like attacking him.
Oh.
So when you directly engage a threat by heading directly into danger without regard for your own safety, you still get a -2 to that.
Well, if I get a good defend roll, I get to instantly clear it though, because that's how
that is true.
Works.
Yep.
That's what I'm banking on.
Okay.
I add influence
over
then. Semi-protect. Where is it? 7 to 9. Wait. Yeah. Okay, whatever. YOLO. Oh, nope, that's freak. Oops.
I think with the +4, you'd have a yeah. Okay, I was gonna say the chances of you not succeeding are very low.
Yeah.
So on a 7 to 9, I think you do it right. You keep yourself safe.
Yeah.
And choose one. On a 7 to 9, it costs you.
Condition.
Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. Crap. Escalating the situation makes perfect sense with the mercury carbon thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna escalate the situation. Screw you, Connor.
Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, I think this hallway just
I think Inferno just shows up behind me.
So actually wait. Yeah, so you either so you get to choose, I think. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. So yeah. I mean
it's the same. It's the same.
Yeah.
Well, exposing myself would be making the hallway toxic. Escalating the situation.
So escalating the situation is going to be his metal and your carbon start to create a toxic fume in this hallway, right? And quantum quill comes around
for all the science people.
Yeah, quantum quill comes around.
It's not the carbon. It's the chlorine, like on the surface of the carbon that it's like fusing with.
Oh well, you don't have chlorine on your. Why would you have chlorine on your carbon?
No, because I mean I'm like pulling it like from like the school, and like schools use chemicals to clean, and I mean chlorine. Yeah,
you're thinking so big brain here.
Yeah.
So it becomes mildly toxic then, I think.
Just don't let us fight in a pool, otherwise we'll get way worse.
That'd be bad.
Yeah. I think that is going to put the tournament in danger. I think this is just going to put anybody near you in danger. I don't think I don't think the toxic fumes are going to spread to the tournament or like the stadiums, right? I think you're like far enough away from the people that if anybody comes around the corner, they could potentially be in danger, which quantum quill does.
I'm gonna have to roll defend again to defend her now.
Well, so quantum quill comes around the corner, right, and goes, "Crap! What's going on? Who's that?"
I think he's like intensely focused on not dying. He just like growls, "Leave."
Yeah. I think
quantum quill is so dead. She's gonna die here.
I think she turns to try and run, and Mercury chases after her.
She dead.
I want to unleash my powers to basically just like collapse the hallway between the two of them.
Sure. Okay. Yep. Go ahead. Yeah.
Bastion's gonna kill Quantum.
Well, I'm not collapsing the wall if I fail.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
dude, also, I'm sucking.
Okay, I was gonna say. Also, keep in mind that succeeding at a freak roll means you do it. It doesn't mean that your intended effect takes effect. You collapse the thing, either mark a condition, or I'll tell you how it's unstable or temporary.
Unstable or temporary, I guess.
Yeah, he just seeps through the sides. He's liquid metal. He just seeps through it, and he just goes around it.
But it slows him down.
He's leaving Bastion to go attack a random girl.
Yes. That makes sense.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you roll to reshape your environment, not to defend her.
Yeah,
which you could have done.
That would have been a better idea.
Okay, so I think I'm just going to abstract that he gets past it, right? And you're like, oh, okay, now I got to chase after him. So you just carbon bend it open, right? And I think once you get around the corner, Mercury just is like partially liquid and just like has his hands like around her head, right? Like, and basically being like, I am liquid metal, I can melt her. And so she's now like a hostage. Should we cut to another fight? Let's cut to another fight.
Yeah.
All right.
She did. I mean, wait, did you say he was holding her?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Okay, I mean, it's definitely just bad for her in general. It's Mercury.
Well, I think we've established that he's controlling it in some
control
way.
of it to not.
Yeah.
Okay, next fight is Ice Blade versus Soul Impact.
Okay.
I'm gonna stop. I want Iceblade to win. I'm gonna choose Iceblade. I think he's smart and capable. Soul Impact is obviously very competent, as we've described, but I think Iceblade's going to win with some fun trick. Yeah, exactly. But I think Iceblade's going to do it because he's our bro now. He's got to be part of the bros. He's our Bakugo. So
does everybody have their votes in?
Yeah, I picked Iceblade.
I haven't picked yet. I don't know. Once again, I feel like Soul Impact probably should win, but I also think that Iceblade will win. So I'll pick Iceblade.
All right. So the map is as follows. It is Iceblade with bumper pillars and Soul Impact with tiered platforms. So essentially, I think what this is there's 4 pillars that are like on the corners of the map, and then they're holding up a little bit of like a roof, and there are, I think, maybe like moderately supported like stair/platform things, kind of like a little parkour thing where, you know, it's like
like a cat condo
to the kinda, yeah. Yeah, that's a good analogy for it. That's probably the best way to explain it. Okay. I'm going to get in the weeds there, I think. So basically, it allows for Soul Impact to be jumping around and have a height advantage, and Iceblade has an angle advantage.
That was what he wrote on his sheet, was cat condo.
Yeah, there you go. No, he said capybara condo.
Oh yeah.
So the fight starts, and Soul Impact just goes straight into motion and starts jumping basically from piece to piece, like parkour style, right, to try and get a height advantage. And Soul Impact takes a look at a gadget, and he tosses it up, and he whacks it, and it goes ding, 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 ding. And I think Soul Impact like gets to a piece of a platform and jumps off to like jumps towards Iceblade to get close to him and attack him. And then out of nowhere, it ricochets and flies like right past his face, and he turns and goes follows that piece and isn't looking at Iceblade. And Iceblade grabs another gadget, and he hits that as well, like right at Soul Impact's feet. And this one pops open and turns into a net before it even gets to him, and wraps around Soul Impact's legs. And then that other piece bounces off that pillar and comes right back to him, and it attaches to him and tases him. And he falls to the ground, and I think maybe just before, he falls to the ground and doesn't disappear. He didn't fall that hard, but he falls and he gets bruised, right? And then I think Iceblade gets another piece, and he hits it cool. He's trying to show off, basically like a trick shot. He hits it and doesn't look, and hits it to the side, and it bounces off a pillar. And Soul Impact just barely gets his feet, or his legs just barely break out of the net in time before he was about to explode, because this gadget explodes on impact, and he just barely gets out in time.
Nice.
And I think maybe Soul Impact does a backflip and 3-point lands, and Iceblade just grunts at him and throws up another disc and hits it. And I think maybe we'll cut back to Mercury and Bastion while this fight is going on. We'll get some good editing work in here.
I was very deep in thought about how I was gonna get out. Was Iceblade doing good?
Yes, Ice
So
Blade
far, yeah.
is winning so far.
Okay. I am going to like Bastion's face hardens, and I think you you get like a side by side cut of like what he used to look in the past during missions, and he kind of looks like that. He has like the same expression now, and he forms a carbon blade in his hand and just puts it to his own neck and says, "What do you think they'll do to you if I die here?"
Nice.
Roll provoke.
Let's go. Is that get a situational +1?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's good enough to. Yeah, that's clever enough.
Let's go. I needed that.
Yeah, full hit.
Nice.
I think a part of this is a Quantum Quill goes, Bastion, no, I'm not worth it. And like Mercury like looks down at her like, what the heck is wrong with this kid? And then like forms solid and like grabs her like head like that and like pushes her behind him to basically be like, all right, scram, kid. And then just like gets in a fighting stance towards you.
All right, let's go.
What do you do then? Put down the sword to your neck, or?
Oh yeah. And then he re-grabs her.
Yeah. He's like,
And then we go back.
And that happens for 2 straight minutes, like a Family Guy episode.
We'll cut that out in post. Yeah. Like in the post-production of the show.
Yeah.
That scene doesn't make the cut. It's a deleted scene. Do you want me to cut back to Ice Blade and Soul Impact?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And you come up with a cool attack.
So I think we get a shot of Pocket Arsenal in the stadium, with like some of the other people from Team 3 that didn't make it, like Haunting Harmony, Doomseer, and Pocket Arsenal is like, yeah, go. And we cut back to Ice Blade and Soul Impact, and I think there's maybe like 2 or 3 like different gadget puck things that are going at the same time right now, and some of them keep coming back to Ice Blade, and he'll like remaneuver which direction they're going. And Soul Impact is like just very much so on defensive. Every time he tries to get in close, a bunch of pucks will like converge on him basically, and he can't quite figure out the like not Tetris, like the Mario way to get from point A to point B
right,
without the timings perfect. And eventually, I think Soul Impact like is jumping kind of from platform to platform, from stair to stair, and then like takes a very dangerous lunge forward and like spins midair and axe kicks one of the hockey pucks right at the right time as it's going to cross his path and like hit him. He kicks it into the ground, and it like it smashes into the ground and like maybe electrocutes or something. It wasn't one of the explosive ones. And Soul Impact smirks and then does like pulls his leg back and comes down to like axe kick Ice Blade on the head, and Ice Blade like steps forward and takes the kick on his shoulder. He just like basically like is like, okay, let's go. It goes forward and basically like takes the hit on purpose, and then like pushes down onto Soul Impact's leg, and Soul Impact goes, ah! And he holds onto his leg, and I think maybe Soul Impact with his other foot is like kicking him in the chest. And I think Soul Impact literally like coughs up blood at one point and then slams Soul Impact down on the ground just in time for another puck to like swing by, and he hits it, bounces it off a pillar, jumps back, and the puck comes in, and Soul Impact disappears, and that puck explodes.
Nice. Very nice. Awesome. The reason I expected Soul Impact to win, or thought that he should win, even though I knew Ice Blade was going to win, was because he kicked shatters glass like constantly. And I was like, he should just be able to kick all these pucks straight back at Iceblade's face, but I knew he wouldn't. So,
well, okay, if he had tried that though, and one of them just exploded, he's dead. That was a huge risk for him to kick that one.
I suppose. I mean, yeah, I guess it depends on.
It's like
true.
it's
You
like
never
if you
know
kick
what
a
the
if you
effect
kick
is
a
gonna be.
grenade back, it just blows your foot off.
Well, I mean, no, not really. But if you kick it
If you
back,
get the timing right.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
it
it
has to be right for sure.
Explodes when you make contact with it.
Yeah,
right.
So
yeah,
I think
most grenades aren't like that. But yeah, that's fair.
I think Iceblade wins and like
Very nice.
goes to lift up his arm and then like grimaces and lifts up his other arm with his like hockey stick in hand,
yeah.
and then he gets teleported away, and we get another shot of Pocket Arsenal being like, "Woo!" Yeah! And I think Haunting Harmony and Doomseer are kind of looking at him like.
Whenever you describe a character about to lift up their hand, the way you describe it, I expect them to lift up their shirt for some reason, and I don't.
He lifts up his shirt.
Okay.
Shirts and skins next time, right?
Yeah.
He's got Iceblade written on his chest.
Yeah, and tattoo.
Yeah, there you go. So Soul Impact and Iceblade, obviously, when they teleport back, they're being treated by Scab. And the next fight, before we cut back over to Bastion and Mercury, is I think it's left wing versus statue.
Who?
All right, Bastion, what's going on?
All right, I've got a couple. I have team, right?
That is a great question. When we could roll the team situation right now if you want to say, yeah, me and Quantum Quill, right?
Yeah. I didn't think we need it because we were all doing 1v1s.
Yep. I did this on purpose. Peripheral moves. So at the start of the session, GM adds 1 to the team pool, right? Bastion, it looks like you had 2 team. Still,
that was
I haven't used any team.
It was from the
the tournament phase. So we're just going to reset it to 1 because that gets complicated otherwise.
Okay. What does it start at 1?
So at the start of every session, the GM adds a team to the pool, but the pool was separated into multiple different people, and so it's I guess.
Well, then I would still have to because the team was with me and her, right?
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. We're going to keep it. It's specifically for that purpose.
Okay.
When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the team pool. Jeez, okay.
So I got 4 team?
5.
Oh, cool.
Wait, he was at 2, right?
Yep. At the start of every session, the GM adds a team to the pool. When you enter battle against a dangerous foe as a team, add 2 to the team pool. If the leader has influence over every teammate at another team, is that true?
He does have influence over her, yeah.
If everyone has the same purpose in the fight at another team,
live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Any team member mistrusts the leader or the team, remove a team. Not necessarily, no.
I mean, he just threatened to kill himself so that she would be safe. I'm sure she doesn't mistrust him.
Yeah, I suppose I could see an argument for both, but I'll give it. I won't remove a team for it. And if your team is ill prepared or off balance, remove a team. Okay, so basically now you have 6 team. This is unreal. Woo. This is stupid. Okay.
Well, I mean, I can only use 1 per roll.
Right.
So. Yeah. Can she just give me? Can we like proactively spend the team before the roll?
No.
Just
There's
for
not really any benefit to that because
I mean, it's just narrative wise. She's going to give me like an idea.
Give you ideas. Okay.
Oh, you mean like spend a team to ever do something?
Like use activated carbon to like absorb Mercury.
Okay, sure. Well, I think you have to play that out in character, right? I think you could do like a superior role, right? And fork team into that, right? Fork team.
Okay.
Add team, use team in that role.
Yeah.
I think that makes more sense.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, 7 to 9.
I can't even spend the team anyway, but
good point. Yep. On a 7 to 9, ask 1, take +1 while acting on the answers. So what here can I use to absorb
what here can
the
I
mercury?
use to most effectively beat him?
I guess you could just say, how could we best end this quickly then?
Yeah.
What here can I use to beat him effectively? I don't.
Yeah.
I like that answer or that question less. Okay, so yeah, I think that'd be a fun, interesting dynamic. Is like Quantum Quill is like use activated carbon. It'll eat away at his metal.
It'll absorb the metal.
Okay, yeah,
come on.
It'll absorb it. Well, yeah, it would absorb it. It would look like it was eating away at him, right?
I don't know how it would look.
Yeah.
The internet only takes us so far.
Okay, well, actually, let's play that out a little bit more. I think maybe like the fight starts, right, where Mercury like melts down and like comes after you and like comes in and I think maybe like tries to like spray like liquid metal on your body, and you defend it with carbon, right? And I think Quantum Quill is like stunned for a minute and then goes, wait, Bastian, that looks like mercury. Listen, change your carbon to be activated. It'll absorb his metal.
I do that.
Yeah. So you get +1 on acting on the answers. I think this is free, right?
Well,
I think this would be directly engaging a threat.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it while with reckless abandon to like be all up in his face and keep his attention on me to roll savior instead of danger.
Well, just in what describe specifically what you're doing.
So he's pulling basically from like the walls and like his partially from his armor too, and just like getting up real close to keep his attention.
Sure.
And just like putting both hands like close to him but not touching him, and just like coating that part in activated carbon.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Relying on his martial arts training from Dragon to not get curb stomped. So, man, that might have been pointless. The max you can roll is 4, right?
Yes, +4 is the max you can roll.
I don't even know why we did that.
Well, I mean, you figured out what the answer is, right?
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
Okay. Yeah.
Woo! Full hit. I'm
going to obviously avoid his moves.
Yep. So you're absorbing the liquid metal he's spraying at you, and then what else do you do? Take something from them, create an opportunity for your allies, impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
What would taking something from him look like? He's just short.
It would depend on if he has something, right? Well, I mean, you can use that if he has something you can take from him, right? So, like, for instance, if he was still holding Quantum Quill, you'd be taking something from him.
Does he have anything to take, or is that just a
no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see how he could when he melts all the time.
And
it's not conducive.
Creating an opportunity wouldn't really work because the two PCs aren't there.
Well, okay. Create an opportunity for allies could be you're creating an opportunity for Quantum Quill, but yeah, mechanically that'll have a sticky effect because you're already at a +4.
So well, you can you have a situational plus in addition to?
No, you can not pluses, minuses. Yeah. You can have situational minuses.
I'll surprise him.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. He's like he maybe reforms after he sprayed some metal at you, and he reforms and he's missing a finger, and he's like, what the heck? And then maybe with his other hand he tries to punch you with more solid metal instead, since he's like, okay, I lost a bit of myself.
I'll fill in the box for you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Is that the first condition I've done on him? Boy, that's rough.
Okay, so
let's go to David.
Left wing versus statue. All right, so what did you decide yours was going to be, David?
On left wing sheet he wrote anime waifus.
Seriously?
Yep.
Yes.
Me as a player, I'm hoping to get like people
Statues?
cutouts, or like, it could be blank, I don't care, but like something I can swap places with, right?
That's pretty good.
Or even like mannequins or something, whatever.
Yeah, I think
he puts actual superhero women, and he just in the ring with them, and he can just
I need
steal
some
their
volunteers from the crowd.
Anyone want to be left wing anime waifu?
Oh man.
And the news is gonna love this.
Yeah, I think it's. I think.
Miss starts raising her hand, and then Thunder like elbows her, like, "What are you doing?"
I think it's statues of anime waifus.
Perfect.
And I think the reason for that specifically could be because statues' answer to the question is rocky, right? So it's a bunch of like the terrain is uneven. It's a bunch of rocks. And there's some rock statues of anime waifus, and I think
Nice.
we get a shot of like the crowd going like, which one is the anime waifus? Is that statues or left wings? And somebody goes, it has to be statues. And statue like gets on the field and he's like, what? Come on, man, anime waifu statues. Everybody's gonna think that it's me and that I'm some sort of perv.
Man, you're such a perv statue.
He's like, no, my bad name is my already bad hero name's reputation is tarnished.
Fine, you didn't like it anyways.
All the more reason I must beat you and beat Bastion and steal his hero name or take back my hero name.
I don't think that's how that works, but
yeah, I think he ignores you and they start to fight.
All right.
I think left wing deserves a situational +1 the entire battle.
That burn, yeah.
Nah, this is just him all the time. This is normal statue. Okay, so what I think like what is the first thing you do as fight starts?
So I know what I want to do, but I don't want to just come out with it. I feel like it needs to build up. So
okay.
I don't know. I think like he only has one idea that doesn't involve trying to take this guy's power.
Yep.
And he's not sure exactly how well it'll work. But so this is the thing I haven't tried technically. I mean, I have, but haven't done it in combat yet. But I got that idea from Jujutsu Kaisen. Basically, when you're fighting somebody, you switch places with them, but you change your facing so they're facing away from you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm gonna try that. I think I might try and like trick him basically, right? And then if that works, I'll try and see if I can take him out without stealing his power. I don't think that's going to work, but I'm going to try it first. So can I try to roll a trick him? Basically, I want to like stand there and wait, act like I don't have anything because there's nothing to teleport next to me, and then try this thing that I don't think anyone's seen me do yet. So this is probably something I learned to do in Weightless's training, right? Like really short range, like flip teleports to like punch my opponent in the back, right?
I don't think you've tried this yet.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, like not this specifically. I just meant like maybe we get a little flashback of me learning this with Weightless, right? Because we're doing like fighting training.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Something wrong?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So it's plus superior. Yeah.
Woo.
So let's see. I will do.
Congrats.
Hey.
It's a good one.
I don't think this is going to work. I'm just doing this to have some stuff leading up to the thing I actually want to try. So let's see. So get an opportunity, expose a weakness or flaw, confuse them for some time, and wait for further entanglement. Yeah.
Oh, I just muted. Go ahead.
All right. So I get to pick 3 of these. I'm going to pick get an opportunity, confuse them for some time, and avoid further entanglement. So basically what happens is he comes at me and I'm like, like I don't know what to do. And then like when he goes into punch, I just switch places with him. And then the opportunity to get as I'm going to try and just grab his head and see if I can use the weight of his head to snap his neck. So I basically just grab his jaw and the back of his head and twist as hard as I possibly can. And I probably won't do anything, but that's his effort to try and end this without being able to steal his power.
Yeah. Okay. So you confuse them for some time. You get an opportunity, and
I don't get further entangled.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I think you get to that point, right? You get to this opportunity that this trickery has led you to, and he's like, "What?" And you try and pull, and he just like tightens all of the like hardens his neck basically. Right. And just become like his whole face just becomes completely unmovable.
I'm just like cranking on it and it won't move.
It literally feels like you're trying to break a statue. Like you're just like, like it's like trying to tear a book in half. You just can't.
Then I think what happens instead is like I drop down because I kind of imagine myself like clinging onto his back and grabbing it because he's probably a little bigger than me. So I drop down and just like grab his leg and like pull to try and knock him off balance and then like back off. And I think I do that a couple times, excuse me, where I just kind of like just sort of move fast enough that I don't get clobbered, but I can't actually hurt him any, right?
Yeah. We get a few shots of like you getting in and like trying to pull on something and he just like stiffens, right? Like everything just hardens or like you try and kick out his leg and you're like, oh, it's kind of like like the spectacle is like this unbeatable champion guy and this really clever guy, but the clever guy just can't figure out a clever way to like beat the immovable guy, right? Like that's just we just maybe get some shots like that.
Yeah, Left wing is not a unstoppable force. He's just he's just a clever dude, and so it's
And I think he has one other idea. And so he and I don't know, we don't have to roll for this, you know what? Because I know it won't do anything. But he's like, all right, one last shot, and he looks up and he's gonna focus and try and swap himself with the air above him as high as he can go.
Yep.
And then in air, he turns and he switches places with statue. And I'm sure it won't do anything. So that's why I figured we can roll if you want, but I don't imagine it's going to matter.
I think we should roll freak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because you're attempting to do something. You could fail, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I figured it's not going to work anyways, so I didn't think it would matter much, but that's true. I guess I could fail. I don't.
Yeah. So you do that, right? And he just completely condenses and hardens, right? And then just like a
buries
meteor,
himself.
Yeah, just like a meteor just like falls into the arena. And then like everybody's like, whoa, wow, that was a fun fight. And then statue like crawls out of the like center of the thing. And he's
I like the idea that he's like lodged in it and kind of stuck a little bit. So that at least it does something.
Okay, I like that.
And that'll help me for this next beat too. So he like lodges like feet first, like he was gonna dive into water. Like sticking down a slight angle out of the ground. And I think we see that and go. He backs off. And he's like, "All right, my perception, right? That's what she said. All right, here we go." And he looks at. I think we sort of get this like we cut to like a mindscape. And he's trying to like imagine statue's power is smaller, and it just doesn't really make a lot of sense to him.
Sure, yeah.
Or he's a very logical approach to things, apparently. And I think he gets a little frustrated. He's like, I don't know what to do with this. And I think he says like, I can't believe I'm gonna get beat by this dumb clown. And I think we see in his mindscape statue's power shrinks a little bit.
Yeah.
Like they sort of like he's way bigger than me in the mindscape. And he gets a little like they shrink a little bit.
Yeah.
And then he notices that. He's like, wait. And I'll make a roll first. I want to do the thing we talked about trying where I would like to trick myself.
Yep.
When you mislead, distract, or trick someone, I'd like to trick myself.
So roll trick yourself first and then roll freak.
Yeah. All right. Oh, no way. How is it even? Oh, I got snake eyes.
No,
that's awful.
Dude.
Okay. All right. It says on a miss, you're hopelessly embroiled in it and under pressure, mark a condition. Okay. So all that happens is I get a condition. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's play this out though. So I think like you're trying to like take his power, right? And what you end up doing is like taking a piece of it, right? But you just like weigh yourself down.
Well, so now I'm trying to convince myself that he's smaller than me.
Oh,
right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Which you fail, right?
I guess so. Yeah.
You don't convince yourself, and maybe nothing even changes. You're just frustrated at yourself,
right?
That's how you mark a condition, right?
Yeah.
You're just like,
he gets angry. Like I don't understand why I can't make this work.
Yep.
Let's see. All right, and I assume he's at this point like pulling himself out.
Yep.
Let's see. I really don't have any other way out of this, so I have to try and find a way to make this work.
Yeah.
So I got to try and change the narrative to allow me to do it again. Can I try and roll to assess a situation and see if I can like piece out what was different between then and now?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So I marked angry, by the way.
Okay. Yep.
What am I doing?
Assess situation.
Right, superior. Thank you. I don't know. I was just staring at it, not seeing the words I expected to see, and I'm like, I don't know. Okay.
So on a 7 to 9, ask 1. Take +1 while acting on the answers.
Yeah. Let's see if I like the questions that I have. Let's see. No, I don't think those are relevant.
What here can I use to get a confidence boost? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. What here can I use to shift my perception? Right.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's because I was trying to figure out how to bridge the spot where he comes to understanding that his opinion of the person changes how large they are in his mind.
Yeah. Yep.
So maybe that can be the answer, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. Because he was just trying to like
maybe you start thinking it through and you're like, okay, what are all the things that I need to like what are all the pieces to the puzzle, right?
Right.
And you're like, okay, well, what is statue? Like he has his power. He hardens. Well, who is statue?
Mm-hmm.
You're like, man, this guy's a clown. Like,
right.
This guy, like, he's dense. He's like, like he doesn't think things through.
Oh, and
like,
I think
he's super powerful, but like, man, if only I was.
The thing that happens, I think, is that we see Left Wing look up at like the crowd or whatever, and like we hear all the stuff that the media's been saying about him, and he's he's a clown just like me. And I think we see they both shrink to the same size, right?
Yeah,
where it's not like he's not belittling him, he's belittling both of them and putting them at an even playing field, even though
I think maybe people are like go statue, boo, Left Wing.
Right, yeah, of course.
And like the announcers are like, looks like Left Wing is at a loss for words. About time. Something like that. They're being mean.
Yeah. And okay, so do you want me to make that roll again to trick myself, or do you want to just have this be the answer to that question?
I don't know. We're in abstract homebrew territory.
Right. Well, basically, I guess the idea of that trick move was that I could make that happen, and if that's what happened by me, I feel like it's the same thing. I don't know if there's
you're taking +1 while acting on the answers. Like, what here can I use to? No, you are taking +1 to. So now you have something in your mind to help you shift your perception. So I think you still do need to roll.
Still make the roll.
+1 on acting on the answers.
Okay, I really hope it doesn't fail again because that would be really annoying. All right, good enough. So I think on a 7 to 9, I pick 2. So I'm going to get an opportunity, right? And
expose a weakness or flaw.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's just like this is a thing he's establishing he's able to do now against other people, right? All right. Now I just have to succeed this, or it was all for naught. So yeah, we're at the same size, and he goes to steal his power. Thank goodness.
There you go. So you completely steal Statue's power.
So I look at him,
just in his clothes.
Yeah, I look at him as he pulls out. I'm like, out loud this time. He's like, "You're a clown, just like me."
Yeah.
And then he looks up and he's like, "This clown's going to show the world what he can do." And you like, we see him like strain, and then this Statue's power.
I think you still feel like a ton of weight.
Yeah, for sure. Because like instead of exchanging, it's not like we're equal size now, right? So it's still like it's exchanging things that are the same size, but they're both large, right?
Yeah.
So comparatively, but yeah. So I'll steal his power. And what happens when I steal his power? Does he just look like a normal guy? This is the first time I've successly done this.
Yep.
So we've talked about what it might look like.
He's just in his clothes.
Okay.
He's just in clothes that look kind of dorky and like there, and it's just like cloth too, right? It's not like it's armor or anything because he makes his own armor.
He doesn't have any reason to be
He's never had a reason to ever need this. So he's just like, what did you do?
Yeah, I look like yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that his voice sounds a little bit more normal now too, right? Like, what did you do to me?
Right. Oh man, yeah, like before he sounded like
gravelly.
Like Batman when he's gargling marbles to sound like Batman.
I was thinking of he's famous for narrating a million things. Morgan Freeman. He sounded like Morgan Freeman, and now he sounds just like a regular guy. Amazing.
I think he still sounds like a man. But he sounds, less like he's an adult.
Right. I mean, he's a teenager, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he doesn't. I don't know that Left Wing says anything, right? He just goes in for now. He can fight. Yeah, he's like, all right, let's try this again. Goes now. He can't teleport, but he's been training with weightless enough to be able to go touch the. Plus, I have a taser. Actually,
we get a shot of weightless with like smiling in the arena thing. And the box, and I think all of like the your guys' school is like, whoa, like, especially Shorty and DJ. They're like, dude, that's epic.
Sweet. All right, yeah. I guess I'll try and exchange blows now. Basically, my plan here is to just try and like whenever Left Wing fights, it's mostly about getting his hand on someone and then tasing them, right? Because that's the most output he can get.
Yep.
So let's see if this is worth it. Oh yeah, full hit.
Nice. Okay, on a hit you trade blows.
Wait, I didn't take experience in my failure. I was too staggered by it. Right, sorry. I was like, oh no, all of my plans for how this might go. Yeah.
So you can. I guess create an opportunity for your allies doesn't make any sense. Take something from them doesn't make any sense. So resist and avoid their blows, and then impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. I assume would be
sure. Yeah,
what you're doing here, right?
I think that makes sense. Yeah.
So I think like you're getting in close, right? And I think he's it's like Doomseer when you take Doomseer's power, right? She doesn't know what's coming. Statue's like, I don't know how to fight because I'm not stronger now. I can't take a hit.
He probably also weighs like a 20th of what he's used to weighing.
Right, yeah.
So he's probably like, all right, whoa.
Right, yeah. He's like super off balance.
Probably feels faster.
You tase him, and that's never hurt him before, right? Like,
right, yeah.
He's like, what is
it's like feeling? Have you ever watched Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog? Do you know what that is?
Yeah. At
the end, he's like, is this what pain feels like? And laying in the like couch, so good. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I think to narrate that, I think he just like runs in and Statue goes to take a big like haymaker at him, and he ducks under it and puts his hand on his chest and like just electrocutes him. And then I think we'll see him like spin around and try and like stick his leg in front of Statues and try and like flip him, like do a judo flip. Nice. Which maybe we see like a quick flashback to I like to think that every time he does something, we see a quick flashback of him with Weightless, where Weightless is doing it to him.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. Weightless is like tossing him around like a or maybe it would be he had me training with Doomseer, right?
Yep.
Maybe it's with Doomseer.
Yep.
And Weightless like standing in the background. So I'll just roll it again if you want, unless you have something else you want to interject with. Or he gets a villain move.
Oh, true.
So I guess that'll just be part of the thing I just rolled, right? Like I throw him on the ground and then I back like go in for it, and I'm sure he'll do something, right?
Yeah,
if he can.
The trick is I feel like
this is power.
Like, thoroughly beaten, right? So I think this is kind of an anticlimactic
They'll all be like
end
this.
to the
Don't
fight,
worry.
right? Well, the climax to the fight was you being able to take his power, and now it's just like cleaning up shop.
Now I'm just beating the crap out of him.
Yep. And so I think let me think what.
But I mean, I could fail or like get a like not pick. I mean, I don't know why I would ever do this, but theoretically, I could not pick avoid their blows, and I could get hurt still from the process of beating him, right? So if you want me to roll, I can, because I'm sure he has boxes to fill, right?
I think you know what. I think here's what we're gonna do. I think
I mean, I agree. I don't think it's like if this wasn't like a tiered competition kind of thing, I would say we could just probably call it.
Yeah.
But
well, I think and that's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to do one thing though. I think so like the different teachers or who's like narrating, right? So I think like architects probably pretty busy. So maybe it's like Prism was the one that was saying that about you earlier, right? Like Leftwing is finally speechless.
Oh yeah.
And I think
a dick.
He's like like I'm trying to think of what basically what I want the villain move to be is like the crowd turns on you, right? Where it's like, no, not left wing.
They're upset.
Yeah, they're upset. Yeah, I think that's like the move. But I try to think of like what the line would be from Prism is or like maybe Quotient. Actually, we haven't gotten anything from him yet. Let's probably have him talk.
I think. Oh yes, I got.
He's like yes, the epitome of a good hero being abused by the villain. Classic. What a great spectacle for the heroes in training tournament, wouldn't you say? Like just totally tongue in cheek, being like, "This is not how this is supposed to go."
Yeah, can I hear that?
Yeah. I think that's part of the announcement.
So the thing that happens is like I'm fighting statue, and we get to like the last blow, and Leftwing turns and flips both of those fingers at the stadium, and then turns around and like slams his head into statue's head, and then knock him out or whatever, or like finish off. I know we had a head slam already. It was just like go to punch statue one more time.
I think I'm not sure who it would be, but maybe you can just say like the teachers of the New York school. You could just say specifically Quotient, even though it's not like super impactful of a person to do this to you. But I think maybe it's like they're trying to shift your labels, right? Like trying to put up your mundane and like I don't want to say danger.
It sounds like mundane would be going down. If anything, they're telling me I'm the villain.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Either danger or freak would go up. I would think, or superior.
They're not trying to make you look more like the villain, but they're telling me I'm
a villain.
That's true. They are,
which is pretty stupid.
Yeah. Well, I think the way it makes sense, like they would be doing this, and most people would be like, "Oh, I shouldn't be doing this." For Leftwing, I feel like this is fuel, right? So I think you're almost like inverting the how you're taking the words.
Right. Yeah.
And
it propels them. Where anybody else would be like
down, and maybe freak up.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just take that because I want my freak. My freak is only at 2. I want it to go back up. This is actually the opposite of what Mist did to me earlier.
Although, should it be the other way around? And if you that's what it should be, because it should be the other way around, because they're trying to tell you something different. If you reject their influence, that's something I think that's one of the things you can do, actually.
Yeah.
When you reject their influence, is you can change your labels instead. Right?
Well, right. But what I mean is if they're trying to put freak up and mundane down, I'm okay with that. I'm accepting that.
I think it's the other way around, because then you're saying
I don't see how they can be putting mundane up, I guess is what I'm saying.
So I agree, but that's only in the way that Leftwing perceives things, which is part of his character. Like part of the whole like delinquent playbook is like rejecting influence in a particular way.
Right.
Yeah. Which I think would be like, so like, for instance, when Echo was like, don't be the hero, right? Or when Cody was like, you're supposed to be a hero. What he's saying is you're supposed to be a hero, right? He's saying it tongue in cheek, and Leftwing is like, yeah, you're telling me I'm the villain, which is what they're implying there is you shouldn't be like this. So they're trying to basically call you out and be like, you shouldn't be like this.
Right, but I don't.
Any normal person
mundane
would react to it like that. But I think if you're rejecting their influence, that's when you're like, no, let me change. I am the villain. That's what you're painting me as. I feel like that's a more mechanically appropriate way to handle that.
Sure. I still think it would be. I mean, I think still think like savior would make more sense, right? I don't know that mundane comes into play here at all. Is what I'm saying.
Savior up, and I agree with that.
And like danger down, maybe, or superior down.
I think I think savior up and superior down. That's what we'll do.
So yeah, obviously he'll reject that. And I get a +2 to my roll whenever I reject other people's influences because of I don't care what you think.
Right. So there you go. Right. That makes it way more applicable.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I just didn't think mundane was the one, but that's so it's just flat normally, right?
Correct.
Okay. I don't remember how this. It must be a good thing to get high because it's a +2.
Yes.
I think I just do it.
When you reject, so on a 10 plus, choose 2, and for future reference, you could have.
Where's this? Where's
you
this?
could have rolled to. What was it like? You could roll the move. I don't care what you think, with a situational.
Oh, I wasn't sure if it had the right.
Let me see.
Yeah, I had the wrong label applied to it. Or
that you could roll that move. I don't care what you think, and without a bonus at all, and that would have put that +3 in there. Which
the problem is that no. So moves always have a label assigned to them, and I would have to assign a label that is 0 or 2. You know what I mean? Like when all your custom moves have a label. If I picked a label that was 2, like if I rolled it with my freak.
Oh, you have to pick. Oh, I see that.
Yeah, and you can't pick nothing. Yep. And if I pick nothing, it wouldn't give me a +2 because that's just text.
Let me see.
Right. So
influence would be okay. Yeah. So you're just getting a 0 there. Okay. Yep. That makes sense. Okay.
So that's why I rolled it manually because it wasn't going to work. Even if if I put freak in there now, it's 2, so that would work. But if I didn't have a 2, it wouldn't work. I'm trying to find the list of stuff when you reject someone's influence.
It's in
here. It is.
Yeah.
On a hit, you successfully hold yourself and tune them out. 10 plus, choose 2. 7 and 9, choose 1. Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Shift one label up and one label down your choice. Cancel influence again, +1 forward against them. I'm going to pick the first 2. I'm going to clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. But not wrong in the sense that...
condition or mark potential?
Yeah. I'm going to... Oh, it says or?
Clear a condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong.
I'm going to mark potential, of course.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I leveled up, by the way, so... Heck yeah.
Nice.
And I think I'm proving them wrong in the sense they're like, you shouldn't be like that. And I'm like, yeah, watch me. And I just flip off the whole crowd and then I punch him.
Yeah.
And then shift one label up and one label down. I'm gonna do I need my freak to be back up to 3. And I guess I'll put mundane down to -2 again for now. I don't want it to stay that way, but probably do that.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, yeah. So go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna say I get to take an advancement. I know which one I'm gonna take, which is I get to lock a label and add 1. So nice. I'm going to lock. I don't know. So much of my stuff is superior. Should I do superior or freak? What do you think, guys? Like freak is really important for me, but superior is like all my moves.
You can't have higher than a 3, right?
I mean, in this moment, I think you're locking superior.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then what? How can you add a 1 to it then?
I just mean I get to add. I'm not going to add a 1 to it. I'm locking 1 right now. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to decide which one to lock.
Makes more sense to for where he's at. Like he grew into freak or he grew into superior.
Yeah, I mean, with this roll, I guess superior makes sense.
Is the advancement, David, lock 1 label +1 to another?
Yeah, it's just +1 to a label and lock 1. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the same label. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to do freak, but I do think it makes more sense maybe to do superior. I don't know.
I think so. I feel like if anything is true about left wing, it's that he has a 3 in superior.
Yeah, true. Oh, and as soon as I use my moment of truth, I get to lock another one. Yeah, all right. I'll lock superior.
Okay, yeah. So I think you win the fight. at that point, right?
Okay.
I don't think statue puts up enough of a resistance for the fight to be worth playing out in rolls.
Yeah, I agree.
I think, and you also succeeded at, like, you played out a ton of different roles to get to this point. And we're just going to abstract it. You win. Statue can't really put up a fight, so
right.
And otherwise, it's just going to be like a massacre, right? You're just going to be slowly punching a normal dude as a normal dude. So,
have you reached your final form for a sum of labels?
I have 8 total labels.
Unbelievable.
So we looked into this. I think you were gone, Connor. I always thought that the delinquent had 1 extra point total because he has an option you could pick that's +2 to 1 to +1 to 2 different labels. Right. And I was like, oh, that probably puts me 1 above everybody else. That puts me 2 above everybody else. Every other class is 6 as a max. And the delinquent has 8, and I was like, "That's wild! I cannot believe that."
He has an extra one that gives him another normal
+1 to both. Yeah. Unreal. So I'm going to put my point into mundane, so it's -1 instead of -2. That's as tough as Leftwing can get statistically. So
yeah. I think maybe even like in mechanic or in narrative, the reason they just pull statue out is like you're just like flipping off the crowd and they're like, okay, just stop the fight. This is stupid.
Yeah, they're like, all right, we're done.
Yeah. And,
come on, Leftwing. Wrap it up.
They pop you guys out.
Yeah. So do I get points for picking Leftwing and Palladium?
No.
Oh man,
I definitely chose Leftwing and Palladium too.
Wait, so then I mean, obviously. Like the bets become irrelevant at this point,
yeah, because everyone's going to pick the players. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that's the end of that fight. I think we should cut over to Bastion and Mercury before we get the last tournament fight. See if we can wrap this up in 9 minutes.
Well, so also, I mean, obviously we have time during this fight that they should do, but like, I think when I get teleported back, I look for Bastion to celebrate with him. Like I'm like, it was Palladium, and I look to Bastion, and I'm like, would you like that? I flipped everybody. Where'd he go? And I look around, and obviously we have stuff to catch up with him. But I'm hoping if he needs me, I can show up.
I mean, I'll pay attention too. If Leftwing decides to go looking for Bastion, I'll come on.
Roll an assess to see if you think I'm in trouble or if we're just making out.
yeah. Thunder or Mist is like, they went off. They went off. I saw them come off together.
Oh man,
both gone. I wonder what's happening.
So what I think we should actually do is let's get this last fight of the phase and then cut with Bastion and Mercury, and we'll pick that up at the beginning of the next session.
Okay.
Especially if you guys end up going over there.
Yeah.
We'll deal with that when it comes.
Okay.
Let's look at and maybe we even get a scene of like, you know, you guys being like, oh, where's Bastion? Oh, I wonder where he is. And then we cut like, oh, I wonder if they went looking for him. Ooh. And then the last fight is Scarlet Saber versus Mist. And Thunder's not even in the room. Thunder is in the medical bay, and Mist is now fighting. So it would just be you two that would go looking for him.
Right. True.
So, okay. So Scarlet Saber versus Mist.
I just don't want to miss Mist's fight. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, so we can decide later, right?
Yeah.
Put your bets in.
Yeah. Put your bets in.
Mist, who is it? It's Mist.
Her attribute is water, and Scarlet Saber's attribute is bamboo. So we get like I think maybe like a little bit of an oasis in like the center of the arena with like a bunch of bamboo trees, and like the outskirts is more like just open.
Mm-hmm.
And
once again, I'm not sure how Mist is going to win this, but she will. So
I need you guys to biff this one so I can catch up.
Right.
All right, let's pull over this, and
I can't believe I'm winning so far with these bets.
Yeah.
It's because I chose Alchemist even though I wanted to choose Shorty.
I picked Thunder, who should have won.
Nah.
Yeah, she developed a weakness just for you to be wrong.
Yeah, I waited to see what your guys' bets were, and then went specifically.
Right.
Okay, so the fight starts, and I think I think as Mist is like going down, I think she's like as she's leaving, I think maybe like let's get at this. When you come back, Leftwing, you're kind of like, oh, I wonder where Bastion is. And I think Mist was like going to go over to congratulate you, and then just kind of like looks off like out from the box, and the whole crowd is just like booing, right? And she kind of like stops, and I think Duplicity is like, Mist, come on, you're up next, and she like turns around and goes out.
Yeah, I think Left Wing like, you know, it's like good luck, and he's like just smiling.
Yeah. And Mist like kind of smiles back at you, and then as she goes down, and I think she's definitely just like the shots that we're getting. She just seems troubled, and Scarlet Saber, when she gets into position, right? She looks at Mist, and she just like has always just like a confident, knowing smirk, and she's like, once I get through you, next I shall taste your friends. And she's just worst. Like, I think she goes like, yeah, and then the fight starts. And
why isn't everyone like, hey, this girl's the worst? She's a villain. She's way worse than me.
Dude, the news can never insult women. That's just
that's true. Also, I feel like everything she said that's super gross and weird, she said in private, like at a low volume,
right? And okay, so the fight starts. Mist immediately like goes into action, right? And just like shoots herself over towards the center to like absorb that water, right? And Scarlet Saber channels her sword into the hilt, and she goes straight into the pool and just stabs straight down into it and starts absorbing Mist as she puts her consciousness into it. And she like pulls out and like swings wide, and the bamboo I don't think like gets cut or anything from it. It's like non-lethal. It's like a metaphysical blade. So she like zips through a bunch of bamboo with a longer blade now, and Mist like kind of like reforms into like normal size Mist, because she like detaches from that basically, and she just seems droopy like the first time you try to take her abilities, and she's like. And like looks up towards the crowd and looks back towards Scarlet Saber right as she's like bouncing off of a bunch of bamboo, like kind of like what Self Impact was doing, but like purely from like ninja agility, and comes back in to like swipe at her again, and is like just absorbing little bits and pieces, and Mist tries to like shake out of her head stupor, and she like shakes her head and like remembers when she was first fighting Ice Blade. And then remembers like Left Wing like told me like complimented me and said, next time, you know, someone tries to say something like that to you, you know, do that. And she tries to do that, right? She forms, I can't remember exactly what she did. She like I think she swept your legs, and at the same time she like split in half. She like swept your legs, and at the same time with her like arms like slammed the top of you down into the ground. And I think she does that, and everybody goes like, whoa, like really cool, like super slick motion where like she just barely dodges the blade and does that. And then she like pulls away, and as she does, we see like a shot of Scarlet Saber's blade was like inside of her as she slammed her down, and she's like smiles again, and I think she even like licks her lips, and then like the blade is even longer, and she just does like wide strides. They're like arena wide now, and Mist is just like drooping, and then I think she like starts to look down, and she sees skin forming, and she just like panics. Oh, no. And she's like, no, and like looks up at the crowd, looks all around, is like, no, and they teleport her away.
Oh dang!
Ooh, no. I mean, that's sad for her, but
oh, did you guess Scarlet Saber? Oh, you did.
Me and Jared are tied now.
Yeah, against either her or Statue, those are like the best possible matchups for Scarlet Blade, I think.
Yep.
Because their powers are their body.
Oh yeah. I definitely expected her to win too. Or like thought she should win, but I expected Mist to win anyways.
That makes sense. Hey,
y'all think very little of how I formulate.
No, I mean from like a narrative perspective, right? Like
right, yes.
Like if this was a show, of course that person would win, right? Not that I think you don't know who would win.
Okay, yeah.
I am wondering.
So
real quick, I'm wondering if that seemed eerily similar to how my bout almost went. Is there some sort of secret about her identity that if she became human, that would be bad, or is it just like she was freaking out and was about to die?
I think she'd be naked.
She was about to be naked.
She'd be naked.
Yeah. Fair enough. On live television.
Right, yeah.
Yes. And so she started panicking, which Four-Pulse sees that, okay, she's about to have a panic attack, right? Her
something dangerous.
Her vitals, yeah. And so they pull her out.
What vitals does water have?
True.
So
good
that's
question.
a great question. I thought about that already, and I was like, how does that work? And yeah, it's they both have superpowers, so we're gonna go. It's a metaphysical vitals, right? Because
instead of her pulse increasing, her tides increase.
Yeah, she can be killed still, so that must mean that she has some kind of.
Yeah, she also has like she speaks, which means there's vocal cords you can see in her body as they're being used, right?
Right.
Because she's like
that's
see-through.
Terrifying.
So yeah, you could literally think of it as like the water is moving around to keep her water not stagnant, right? To keep it all like fresh and whatever. So you could think of it like that too. It works either way.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's cut there. Okay.
I was just gonna say his power probably works less like it knows what your heartbeat is and more like it knows if you're dying, right? Like that it only knows certain scientific things, but rather it knows the scientific things that matter for the person you're observing, right?
Right. Yes.
So it can adapt.
Yes.
Right,
it sees life signs, not human vitals.
Right. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. We can go with that.
Also, every time you say Four-Pulse, I can't help but think like it's a perfect name for him, but I hear foreskin every time.
Mm-hmm.
And
I hear foreplay.
Yeah, I got
that
you.
was one I
that's so funny. You know what I hear when I speak the word? The word.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, halfway through, you get to 4, and my brain says skin, and then you say pulse, and I'm like, oh right, okay.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so let's cut back to Bastion and Mercury for a second, and just get that that beat of what was
when Quantum Quill dies, right?
Yeah. I think you absorbing it, and then he goes to punch you with just like a metal hand instead. And I think we weren't sure what was going to happen there, so maybe we cut there. Right? As he pulls back and he's like, "I lost a finger. I don't whatever," and just stays solid metal instead and goes to punch you. And maybe Quantum Quill goes no, and nice little end of session sting.
And then she dives in front of Bastion, and then.
All right, so let's do after show real quick, and then we'll get out of here.
That was such a good session for me.
Good, yeah.
That was great all around. I really enjoyed that.
Oh, that's with the right hand.
Bastion up to his third threat level, fourth threat level fight,
something like that. Connor just wants me to die.
I mean, it is literally your class's primary function.
I know, but we're still children in school.
But
we gotta get out of school before I can die.
I mean, I don't know. You burn through your doom signs awfully fast.
I haven't used. I've been very good the last few sessions. A lot of my doom sign, or now it's Connor just being, activate a doom sign because I hate you.
I don't know. You use them an awful lot.
Yeah.
I think you used one last session, didn't you? For like, I think you did.
Last session I used one to get a +1 from Angry.
Yep. Yeah, which is the only reason you got there, by the way. Yeah. That +1 kept you from tying. Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it was worth it.
You can other than that one, that's the only one I've used for I think a couple sessions.
That's true. I guess before that maybe.
Yeah. I've been slowing down.
I could see all 3 of these options for me. What do you guys think makes the most sense? Grow closer to the team, DJ. Actually, wait a second. Do I have influence? No. Yeah. So DJ, right? Like we had a cool moment. Like we fought each other, but like it was all cool, right? Like everything about it was like totally fine.
Hold on. Are we live for after show?
It's not after show. We're just doing a peripheral.
Oh, okay.
Doing an end of session.
Okay.
Grow and I could also see grow into my image of myself. I do need to put my superior back where it needs to be.
Yep.
And then grow away from the team by elastic.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What do we think?
Yeah, well, so bioelastic is only an option if he has influence over you.
He does.
He does. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm trying to think of which
my
one
bet
of
is
those.
always get a potential.
Yeah.
True. I mean, that's fair. Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet usually.
That's true. What does this do? Give influence to that character. Yeah, DJ doesn't have influence over me. I feel like that's a fair one to choose because I mean, DJ also like can control my armor now apparently.
Right. So. That's like you're much more interconnected in some way now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now he can literally and physically influence you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Left winger Bastion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow closer to Quill again and just have her mess with my labels.
Okay, I
think superior up, mundane
superior
down.
Up. I don't know about mundane down.
I mean, in this situation, the literal last thing she would want me to be is mundane.
But in this situation is not necessarily okay. So Quantum Quill isn't looking at your character sheet and changing labels, right? Oh, yeah. She's thinking, or it's not even what she thinks; it's how she influences you as a person.
Okay.
Based on what happened today,
in
this session.
Well, yeah, based on the session, I mean, superior up because she wants me to think logically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I mean, the only one that makes sense, I think, is mundane.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the only one that makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Does that not make you take a condition?
Nope. That's the literal only thing I could do.
Yep. Yep. Superior was 2 and mundane was -1.
And Freak and Savior are locked.
Yeah, Freak and Savior are locked. Danger is at -2. So
you have 2 of yours locked?
Currently,
I used my moment of truth and I leveled up and got my
you got the
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, Bastion has all of his at either 3 or -2.
Yeah.
Which is where I want
exact point in time. Yep.
Oh goodness.
Very fun. What about you, David? Did you choose yours?
I don't know. I definitely didn't grow closer to
Sorry.
I didn't grow closer to anybody. I don't think.
Are your labels already where you want them to be?
Yeah, I just moved them back to where I want them.
Okay.
I actually think I might grow. I mean, it says grow away from the team.
Yeah.
But we've been allowing NPCs for go closer to the team.
Yeah.
So I assume I feel like I want, but I don't know who I would take influence away from specifically. Right?
Yeah, it's either on this list here or it's an adult, right?
Right. Yeah. Which I mean, I would pick an adult.
The newscasters.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't know that that was my thought, but I don't know who I would pick specifically necessarily. I guess maybe that one guy. It's just that that's the first time we've ever seen him. So I don't know if that means much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that makes sense because it was kind of his influence specifically that I rejected.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have him lose influence over me. Does it do anything else? No, I take influence over me away from another character. Yeah, so I think I'll do that.
Do we get a merit if we win the tournament, I assume?
No, you get like 10.
How many do you get?
You like immediately rank up.
Yep. Yeah, if you win the tournament, you get 10. I think second place gets 5.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, okay. So
how many do we need to level up? 1, 2,
10.
3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 currently, so.
So first or second place. What is there a merit reward for third place?
Yes, I can't remember what it is now, but yes, there is.
Maybe 2 or 3.
I'm trying to put quotient next to your face with like a
oh, I see it. Yeah,
like a little
X on it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't.
Here, just do the big red X.
There you go. Thank you. Left wing killed quotient. No.
If only.
Okay, so whoa, shots fired. Okay, so what were we saying?
Oh, just merits. I was talking about the.
Oh yeah, I think I know I said it in session, but let me look.
Yeah, I do remember you said it. I
can't top 10 finishers all get 1 star. Top 5 get 2 stars. Third place gets 3. Second place gets 5. First gets 10.
So I'm the only one who will rank up if I get third place. Everyone else will be 1 star short.
What are we currently at in terms of like what are the last phase here? How many people are involved?
14.
14. Okay.
Yep.
Less
so
now.
After this, after this one, it'll be the final.
Yeah, actually, I think maybe top 14 finishers should be the answer there, because how would they quantify?
How would you decide who dropped out first?
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense now. So yeah, we'll just say
everyone who gets
that
to
made it to the last phase.
That makes sense.
So someone gets a second buy if there's only 7 people left.
No, so I mapped it out perfectly. Don't worry. So it's 14 contestants. 2 people got a buy. Bastion. And
2 people got
right. 6 teams fight. So now, so now it would be 8 people fighting 4 teams, 4 things or 4 fights. If we can just not transfer to an after show. Let's just do it like this. Just real quick, if you guys have any thoughts, let me know. But the next 4 fights then. That I already have that mapped out, obviously. So for round 2, right?
Did we do all the fights then for this one already?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the super dangerous Chinese assassin god isn't going to interrupt this at all?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, he will, because Quantum is going to die. So
yeah, I'm part of the building.
Far, I'm in better condition than when I started this fight.
That's true.
Right, but I mean, so far you fill the hallway with poison gas and crushed part of the building. I don't understand how no one's noticed yet.
I'll fix it.
Yeah, so
real quick,
I described this as being like secret corridors that no civilians can get near. It's like employees only. And so let's say Marty or some hero does come upon this, right, and help clean it up. They're going to be like,
the public's not
nobody say anything about it. Yeah, the public can't know about this. This is supposed to be a secret fight.
Yeah, I'm sure Architect will.
Who get there?
I walked.
Bastion was following the life
secret tunnels that no one knows about?
No, the employee only tunnel. Remember how when Palladium's sister needed a key card or like a special badge to get up to the box?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see. All right.
It's like when you go to like a concert and they're like the employee tunnels kind of.
Yeah. That's,
sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Real quick, do Palladium and Bastion do we both get advancements for guessing?
Advancements? No,
I think it's
at the end of the tournament. End of the tournament. Yeah. Okay, so
you gotta pay attention next session too. Oh,
yeah. Do you guys want to guess who you'll be facing off against?
It's gonna be Palladium and Emoticon.
So real quick, who do we have left? We have Palladium. Wait, Bastion had to buy. That's why. Palladium, Left Wing, Emoticon. Who else won?
Alchemist,
Scarlet
Emoticon,
Saber.
Iceblade, Scarlet
Iceblade. All those?
Well, the final 4 are going to be me, the 3 of us, and then Emoticon is my bet. Will be the final 4.
Yeah, the boys.
Whatever.
Or
I don't need to know the next round, but the final 4 are going to be.
I also think it'll either be Iceblade or Emoticon, but Emoticon has been more core to the story so far. So if I had to guess again from a narrative's perspective,
especially this arc specifically, has been a lot of.
It would be much harder for any of us to fight Emoticon than it would be to fight Iceblade.
Fight Iceblade. I'm assuming Connor.
Iceblade's upgraded.
He's definitely upgraded, but I mean.
Can you confirm for us, Connor? Are we going to all be fighting NPCs? I assume we're going to try to do that for as long as possible so we don't have to do PvP stuff.
Round 2, I have it set up to be all, you guys are all facing off against not each other yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. That means Emoticon. It's not going to be me and Emoticon next. That needs to be the final fight. Alchemist, Scarlet Saber. Ooh, maybe Scarlet Saber
versus Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's inevitable.
That's true. Narratively, that would make sense. I was going to say Scarlet Saber might be good against me, though.
I think Alchemist is probably going to be better against you.
Ooh, that would
Alchemist
be a good
would also be pretty decent against you.
And
that's also true.
Change your stuff.
I mean, I think it's either Ice. Quantum
is in here. Yeah.
Wing.
Oh yeah.
Quantum, Quill, and Bastion. My guess for myself is either Alchemist or Scarlet Saber.
Interesting. All right. Anybody else want to pause it, or should I tell you?
Could be Iceblade, though. That
Duplicity announces the last 4 fights will be, or not, the next 4 fights will be Alchemist versus Bastion, Scarlet Saber versus Left Wing, Quantum Quill versus Palladium, and Emoticon versus Iceblade.
Nice.
All right, cool.
That is fun matchup.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm wondering about that'd be interesting with Quantum Quill. I'm not sure how that fight's gonna go, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So I chose Heat. And then I assume she's going to choose like little objects.
Yeah, she chose rubble as hers.
Rubble, yeah, okay.
Which I mean, I don't know if any amount of rubble smacking you would ever kill you as long as you had kinetic in.
Exactly. As long as she doesn't pull off all the pieces of your armor, right?
Yeah, I doubt she's going to be able to do that, right?
She'll be able to do that, yeah.
Okay. So that
I mean, she's smart, so I'm sure she has a trick or up her sleeve. But yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's
okay, cool.
I feel like Scarlet Saber and I are just gonna have to punch each other. It's gonna be interesting.
So, though I mean, it is still possible that like Bastion just loses this fight horribly, so this could still derail. I assume that Connor doesn't want that to happen, and he'll have someone swoop in to save Bastion last second. But
yeah.
I actually just don't expect Bastion to lose.
Yeah, I don't either, but
yeah.
All right,
Bastion's a pretty powerful character.
Everybody go home.
Connor's closing up. You can't. You don't have to go home. You can't stay here.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Did we want to do an after show or?
No, I think that was the after show.
Pretty much.
That's what I was going to say in the after show, unless somebody else had a particular thought they wanted to share.
No. Usually we give thoughts about the session, but that's fine. I mean, it was good.
Yeah,
it was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. My last thought is I'm curious to hear if anybody thinks the fight should have gone a different way. I mean, obviously, you guys think Thunder shouldn't have had a problem, but
I agree with you.
It'll make sense as to where
I think Emoticon should have won.
It's the first time I think we've ever seen Thunder need to use her power more than once in a row. Yeah. So it makes sense that if she had a sort of like an endurance problem, it wouldn't have come up before, right? Mm-hmm. So I was just giving you a hard time. I wasn't saying.
I just thought she was able to. I guess I didn't think she wouldn't be able to fill like the radius of the thing they were in.
Yeah, scale I guess wasn't going to be an issue as far as I was concerned.
But. Yeah, because she was in like mid-air when she annihilated that robot.
Yeah, but so I think of it like Scar's deconstruction from Fullmetal Alchemist, right?
Okay.
He can create like deconstructed chain reactions, which is what Thunder can do, right? Because it's the vibrations hitting more of,
you can vibrate the air, so wouldn't that not matter? And I mean, she did that. She warded him off with like vibrations when he was falling.
Yeah, but I think in terms of like closeness, I feel like vibrations in the air would be
they're just
much easier to dissipate, right? But it's not sound. We decided it wasn't sound specifically, right?
But it would still, it might not have a sound, but it does
still
the same
a frequency.
Thing.
Like what sound is physically
vibrates
vibrating air. So she would basically just be able to make.
I don't know how this works.
She would just be able to blast you with sonic death.
Yeah, right.
Because exactly. Because vibrations, the reason you can hear is because the vibrations are hitting the bones in your ear, and you can hear.
Sound cannons. A lot of them don't actually make like a noise.
Sure, you just get super nauseous and double over.
Or die.
Blood. Or die. Yeah, depending on how loud they are. So I mean, we can assume that like maybe she can't do that for whatever reason, right? Doesn't really matter. But
superhero hand waving is fine.
Yeah,
right. Or maybe she just doesn't know she can do that yet.
Real quick, going back to the bets thing, like I actually, as evidenced by the points here, I guessed mostly right. The one I didn't, I just didn't remember the interaction between Mist and Scarlet Saber there. I was like, like halfway through the fight, I was like, that actually is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we had actually talked about maybe me fighting Mist, which is why I expected she might win.
Yeah.
And also narratively, just
and that was what I was thinking, right? Mostly it was like narrative, like I want her to win. So.
Right, yeah. So that's why I voted for her, even though I was like, I don't know how she's going to beat Scarlet Saber. But
this makes sense, though. Like, we have a good mix of, we have a couple of New York people to keep fighing in the tournament, and then have our classics, Emoticon, Ice Blade, and Quantum.
Me.
Scarlet Saber's fighting left.
Interesting.
She's going to be like, I want to taste you. And I'll be like, all right, well, you're going to have to use your tongue because you can't use your power. And then we'll just fight.
Wait,
or make out.
Yeah.
Using your power on her when she doesn't have a power, would that not do anything?
Well, she does have a power. Her power is saps other people's powers.
Yeah, but if you're sapping her power,
No, I'm
and
swapping.
You have her. Yeah, you're swapping powers. So you stabbing her with her own power when she doesn't currently have a power.
But I can't use their power. So what happens?
So
is,
it's literally two people fist fighting.
Exactly. That's what I said. Yeah. So what happens is
the funniest running gag of the entire series for me is Jared constantly forgetting that Leftwing can't use other people's powers. It was in the first episode, and that was episode 20, and it's still happening.
21, actually. Today is 21.
Yeah. So the way it works, Jared, is that I swap the powers, and because they're not our powers, neither of us can use them. They're just kind of dormant, and they're both tugging to go back, but I hold them in so that they can't use it, right? And I thought you could.
I thought you could use it. You just couldn't like use it good. And every power you've like swapped so far was like, yeah, it's too complicated to use.
We talked about, or I've considered sometime in the future, like trying to push that where like maybe he could activate it, but it's definitely not something you can do now. And I don't know if it'll be something you can do later or not, but
yeah, most of the times you've swapped powers, it's been like a full body power or like a weird power.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I will never. That's the funniest thing. That's as funny as Caleb just every time being like, "What happened?" Oh man.
Hey, I think I mostly paid attention today.
Yeah.
All right. Peace out, guys.
Right.
See you guys.
Well, yeah, it's I guess because I bribed you. I found a way. I found a way to figure it out. I cracked the code.
Yeah, there you go.
See, this is how you play game the system, guys. You just be such a bad player that they have to bribe you to be a good player, and then you get free stuff.
Oh, man. All right, peace out, guys.
See ya.
See ya.